Yes, love that intro video. What's going on, everyone? Welcome, Arvanauts. Welcome, everybody, to a Tuesday stream. It is May 12th. Can you believe that we are almost halfway through the month of May? I cannot believe it. I don't know if you can believe it, but I can almost not believe it. But it is good to see everybody, and I hope everyone is as excited as I am. First of all, as excited as I am to figure out why exactly my Patreon number got all nuts. Maybe like that, and then we fix that like that, and we do that. Great. But I hope everyone is as excited as I am to get back into our fourth week in a row. That's right. Do not adjust your television sets. Our fourth week in a row of Dragonbane. I could not be more excited about that. I think it's awesome. I really, and I didn't think about it until we got about 3 weeks in. And I was like, man, we're getting to play this campaign a lot in a row. I love it. It's like, please, just right into my veins. Actually awesome. So, but I hope people are as excited as I am for day 8 we are up to already of Dragonbane, Secret of the Dragon Emperor, as we continue with this awesome crew. Before I go any further, though, a couple of quick notes to remind everyone. If you have not done so already, please follow the channel. That would be very much appreciated. If you have not already done so, please consider checking out our YouTube with !ArvTube, because it is free for you to support us over there, to subscribe over there, and you can get extra content and access to other cool things, so please do it because it's really awesome. So there's that. Discord is our !ArvCord. You can hang out with the Arvanauts in between streams. There's always cool stuff happening over on the Discord. Literally every day is cool. Something new and cool I find over there, so please join us for that. And Blue Sky is the microblogging platform of choice at the moment. !ArvSky for that. Website for this, arvanellarun.com. Financially, !ArvShop. That's the merchandise area. You can get cool stuff. We're going to be looking to get this drawing that you see in front of you. I'm looking to get that on a shirt soon. In fact, I have to talk to Tari about doing that. So there's that. There is, let's see, we've also got the Patreon, !ArvTreon, which is, we're trying to get that back up into triple digits, but you can get some cool stuff for yourself and cool stuff for the channel if you support us over there, !ArvTreon, and subbing to the channel gets you those custom sub badges and emotes to use here, there, and everywhere across Twitch. And what would even be better than Mrs. Dunsel showing you right now 85 months of support. Thank you so much, Mrs. Dunsel, and I hope you are doing well. That is over 7 years, by the way. It's literally 7 years and 1 month now of support from Mrs. Dunsel. Thank you so much, Ms. Dunsel. It's good to see you, and I hope everything is doing. I hope you're doing well today. So yes, you can do that. You can do just what Mrs. Dunsel did and get those custom sub badges and emotes to use here, there, and everywhere across Twitch, which is always great. Oh my God. Oh my goodness, 7 years for me too. So right now, 74 months. I think that's 6 years, right? 6 years and 2 months, if I'm not mistaken, Triffett. I think that's 6 years, 2 months, 74 months. Super, super honored to have Triffett back with us for so many ways. Really amazing. I appreciate it. Bunch of 7-year-olds, yeah. 6, 7-year-olds, all these people. Oh my God, nonstop with the tier 2 sub. 105 months, so many months. So that one is, what is that? That's got to be 9 years. Is that no? 8 years and 9 months, I believe, is what that is. 8 years and 9 months. My goodness. Thank you all as a perfect example of what you two can do, subscribing to those things. But thank you, everybody. I appreciate all those subs, and you can get those custom sub badges and emotes by doing exactly what those fine folks just did. On the publishing front, !Icarus, my graphic novel from Athos Arts, !Library. That's my Tales and Tomes, The Forbidden Library, my 5e adventure and sourcebook from Alligator Alley Entertainment, and !Greyshade, my Greyshade IP, Greyshade Renegade Heretic, the Grey Assassin Trilogy, available at that link. You can also get the audiobook of Greyshade, Renegade, and Heretic from our very own Trent Sparks, about whom more in a moment, so you can get that too. And you can get you can pre-order the tabletop role-playing game of Greyshade, which is coming to you from which is coming to you from Alligator Alley Entertainment and our very own Brandon O'Brien. So that's pretty awesome. I am very excited to be able to have people check out all the stuff related to my Greyshade IP. And as always, !BLM, Black Lives Matter, important to affirm and assert the significance and importance of Black lives, !Help Now, the World Health Organization page on suicide prevention. Important to reach out to others when you need help and reach out to others when they need help as well. And !Ukraine, UKRAIN, Ukraini, to help the people of Ukraine as they fight back against an illegal and illegitimate war with bravery and courage. And we send the message we'll do so for others in that situation in the future. Continued love and support as well to the people of Minnesota, specifically Minneapolis, who continue to fight against federal occupation and invasion with bravery and courage, sending us the message that we should do the same thing as well. And so thanks, much love to all those people. We see you today. I also want to send out a little bit of a personal note. Much love to my union comrades who are right now on the campus of my university at St. John's, who are picketing and advocating for change. I have been out there on many occasions with them doing picketing. In fact, I've been at 2 rallies of theirs. Obviously, I've featured union folks on this channel. I'm going to be doing so again pretty soon. But continued love as they fight back against the corporatization of our university, which is a very dangerous trend. So continued love to them as well. All right, let me get rid of this and let me turn on that. Hello, everyone. Let me just make a couple of quick comments, just a couple of quick notes about things coming up here in the future. I want to mention that we've got going on right now, Dragonbane, and then in the afternoon at 4 p.m. Eastern over on Pen and Pixels, I will have a very special event, and that is the premiere of Heroes of Might and Magic 3 Horn of the Abyss. So it is a new campaign, and I am looking forward to premiering that today over on Pen and Pixels. That's going to be a good time. I do want to mention that tomorrow we have got, I believe it is tomorrow, but let me just confirm. Hey, what's up, Effect Life? Tomorrow, let me double check. Where are we today? Confirm. No, not tomorrow. Sorry, I wanted to make sure. Not tomorrow, but on Thursday, we've got special events going on. First of all, at 7 p.m. Eastern, I will have an audiobook conversation with the amazing Trent Sparks and also C.S.E. Cooney, Claire Cooney, and also Andrew Hiller, who wrote the book Hornytown Chutzpah, and then did the audiobook with of it along with his sister, who does audiobook stuff. So we're going to have a special discussion about audiobook stuff then, and then we will have Gloomhaven with one Mr. Zach Clay coming up at 9 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to see if we can possibly start a little bit earlier. In fact, I'm going to put a little note to myself to double check and see if we can start earlier. But if not, then we will have that conversation. And then yeah, exactly, Big Boss, exactly. And then we're going to have that conversation and then about voice acting, so I hope you'll join us for that. And then we will have more Gloomhaven with Zach and myself, so that's going to be really cool. I'm very excited for that. And then on Friday, we have got, that's Thursday, and then Saturday, we have more of Tactical Breach Wizards, though I'm going to warn everybody, I've been having such a good time with Magic the Gathering Forge that there is a possibility I may preempt Tactical Breach Wizards again. I'm sorry, I'm just having so much fun with Magic the Gathering Forge. I don't know, we'll see. I'm thinking about that. And then on Sunday, we have Community D&D with Prince Justin's Court as we continue with the 13th Icon. So all that's going on, and it's going to be awesome. The other thing I want to announce is just a quick reminder, of course, a week from this Thursday is the beginning of ARVCon 2026. I announced a couple of days ago that the goal for ARVCon 2026 is going to be $5,500. That's $500 more than we raised, actually $400 more than we raised last year. So it's a doable goal, but I definitely want us to get past it. And if we do, we will then be over $45,000 raised for Damon Runyon. So I'm very excited about that. I just heard today from Damon Runyon that the scientists have been confirmed for the scientist game and interview as part of ARVCon. So I'm excited about that. And I do want to remind everybody that Roleplay by the Bay, a tabletop role-playing game con, is going to be happening in June with Zach and myself. That is also going to feature Damon Runyon Scientists on June 27th, but I'll talk much more about that after we're finished with ARVCon, which is the big event that's obviously coming up that we're really excited about with that. The other thing I want to note about ARVCon is sponsors, and I just wanted to mention quickly, as announced today, that we now officially have the list of Fatbot Games, Nomad Games, Athos Arts, Catalyst Games, Free League Publishing, and GOG.com have all signed up to sponsor this event. I expect I will get one or two more out of this list, but I am very excited to have that group of people back. It's going to be awesome, and yeah, I can't wait to talk about ARVCon and to have this really awesome event. I'm going to be announcing the schedule for ARVCon, which is just about complete. I will be announcing that later this week as well. So we got a lot going on. It's very exciting, but right now what we got going on is some Dragonbane. And so I'm going to unmute myself so the lovely folks know we're ready to go. I will apologize to them for interrupting whoever it was that I couldn't hear. And then I will unmute them. And last but certainly not least, head over to reveal to you, the crew, 4 weeks in a row, people. 4 weeks in a row. It's a month of Dragonbane. A dragon month, a month bane, if you will, of with all of us. I am very excited for it because they have really cleared the hell out of this Rittermound, and I'm excited to see what they do after they meet and deal with a nervous goblin librarian. But we will see as we call this episode Wither Next, The Secret of the Dragon Emperor, Wither Next. I will start with Crocs in the top left. Crocs, good to see you. Welcome, welcome. How is everything with you? Feels like only last week that I just saw you. And who are you playing today?
Yeah, it's been not that long that I almost get a sense of deja vu here.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, well, can't complain. Things are fine on my end, so I'll be playing again today as Torio, our elf that has potentially other goals than just punching things.
I like the pause, the dramatic pause. You're like, our elf. You know, an elf, like suddenly it's gonna be there's gonna be like a mid-part reveal where he's like, I'm actually a lizard man. It's like, it'd be like, oh my god, absolutely no one in this is even vaguely humanoid. They're all animal creatures of some kind. Anyway, but it is awesome to have Toriel back with us, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he gets up to. Thank you, Crocs, as always. Always good to see, of course, Tari Tunes with us as well. Tari is back, as Tari Tuesdays, as we like to joke, continues. How are you doing, Tari? How's life in the universe with you? And who are you playing today?
I'm good. Very tired. But besides that, I'm good. I'm playing a lot of Kirby, as I've told people already in the green room, which I've been enjoying a lot. And also, it's like these games are like made for babies.
Mm-hmm.
And they start out so easy, but like all the extra stuff you get like in the late game, it's like so stupid fucking hard. Like, what the fuck? Like all the bonus bosses and levels, it's like, well, I mean, hard for me because I'm really terrible at platformers.
I was gonna say, do you think the babies maybe learn, and maybe the babies are not having as much trouble?
I don't know. I did play Kirby's Dream Land on the Game Boy when I was a baby, so and finished that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's what I've been up to. And I'm playing a duck, Atia the Terrible, who is a mage and evil. No, not evil. Totally not evil.
Totally not evil. And if you haven't seen it already, you should go and look at Tari's post on Blue Sky that has that explains in great detail how Ahatea's staff works. And like how it casts light and when it casts fireball and all. It was with Tari's inimitable style and sense of humor. So really love that. Yes, you should check it out. In case you're curious, like how does a duck use a staff to cast his? But well, here's how you find it out. Do we ever find out, by the way, in your backstory? Do we ever find out whose skull was it? The skull of one of your enemies? Like whose skull it was that actually is on the staff?
Well, I mean, it's too small. It's like a regular duck size skull, like regular duck, not duck people.
So you just slaughtered a duck? I can't imagine.
She like got it at the butcher's.
Oh, it's like a Walmart duck. It's not even like, I thought it was like some cool like.
She got it at Fantasy Walmart.
Okay. Oh, so disappointed. All right, that's fine.
Why are you disappointed?
Because I wanted there to be some awesome backstory, like this duck challenged you, and you're like, "Oh yeah, take this."
Yeah, but she's never going to tell you that.
Yeah, that's true. It would be it would be funny if like that's the claim, but it's like, where did you get it? It's like, actually, I got it at Fantasy Walmart. Like, you know. Anyway, I'm excited to see. It's not the head of a sentient duck, right? I mean, right? Sure.
Well, I mean, maybe regular ducks can also be sentient. Who knows? But
maybe not a sapient duck.
As Wraith Fennec points out, if you can't shrink your own duck skull as a magical focus, then store-bought will do. So that's, that should be fine. But it is always a pleasure, of course, to have Tari with us. You will also see Tari, by the way, in 2 weeks from now when Tari and I will premiere the Car Wars game book that I'm insanely excited about just because of the title, Fuels Gold. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm just going to keep saying it because it's so
Let's go.
stupid and funny. Anyway, I'm excited for that. Always a pleasure to have Tari with us. Also a pleasure to have Tren with us. As Tren Sparks is here, you will see Tren on Thursday night talking voice narration, one of the best in the business. Battletech, Shadowrun, Gray Shade, voice act narrating guy who does amazing stuff. You're going to see more of that along
KPL,
with,
NASA, MIT.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I can't even keep up with it. Like, I just need to do this and then have the scroll where it like goes up and like all the credits like go over your window. But I'm very excited for that. Actually, I really have great admiration for how Tren goes about his craft, and I'm excited to talk about that on Thursday. But today I'm excited to talk about Dragonbane. So Tren, how you doing? How's life with you? And who are you playing today?
Shaboom! Wait, sorry. Shaboom!
There we go. I voted.
Yeah.
Yay. You should have seen that ballot. Let me tell you what.
Oh my God. Because I hadn't actually read it. I mean, not in detail. I just opened it up and I was like, oh my God, there's like 120 names on here. How many people do we have running for the? And I'm going through and I'm like, I don't know who any of these people are. Because normally they send flyers that show up in the mail. And they typically show up after I drop off my ballot, because as soon as my ballot gets here, I vote and I put it in the thing. So it's, nobody can say, have you voted yet? I'm like, yeah, I did it the first day.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, it's
Day
done.
one.
So last night, my housemate informs me that there was like a stack of flyers like that in the mailbox. I was like, but I've already dropped off my ballot. Anyway, as I was going through, I was looking at someone. I was like, wait a minute, that name is familiar. Who's that? This Katie Porter. I'm like, wait, she is the lady who just absolutely wrecks idiots with math on the floor. Oh, I love that woman. Okay. And so, yeah. Anyway, I am playing he's not perpetually hungry. He's always, when you're somebody who's very into bushcraft and survival stuff and being out in the wilds and huntering and stuff, which is what he is. He's a wolfkin hunter named, but everybody just pronounces it Chuff, which is fine. He doesn't mind that. Their accents are thick, whatever. He's always looking for stuff to eat, and so or to make food out of that he can preserve for those long spells without food and whatnot. But it's a little difficult to do when everything around you is mummified or a centipede.
Yes, this is a rather limited food option unless you're into creepy crawlies, in which case,
I mean, some of them are pretty good,
yeah.
but make good bait.
And you got the Batritos, so you'll always have that.
Yeah, we have, I think, 8 of those left.
I don't know. Every time you say this, like you're like, I think we have plenty, and then everyone eats like 5 of them in a session.
Not everyone.
We need to start calculating Batritos as a separate resource. Like
one person more than others tends to eat.
Yes, so. But it's always a pleasure to have Tren with us. I'm excited to see what Chuff gets up to today. And last but certainly not least, excited to have Undeveloped Bruce back with us again. It's good to see you, Bruce. I hope all is going okay with you. We heard today that at one point Bruce lived near an Indian food restaurant, and I was insanely jealous and was reminded again of how Wales just has everything better than where I live. And just wanted to point that out. Anyway,
especially dragons.
Yeah, that's true. Good to see you, Bruce. How is everything with you, and who are you playing today?
Yeah, everything's great. Some days I just wake up and I think, man, do I want to go to the Indian restaurant today, or do I want to pop over to the castle?
There's that has an Indian restaurant in it. Like
I wouldn't even be surprised.
Probably.
So yeah, living a wonderful, privileged life here. And today I am playing Frogor, who is a mallard duck person. Obviously you can see from his little, everything here.
Mm-hmm.
He's definitely a duck person and not a frog. And he is a servant of Ahatea the Terrible. He serves her as a knight alongside the other companions, Chickgore and Hogor, over here. So yeah, We're going to have fun today, and we're going to eat loads of batteritos.
I am very excited for all of it. It is good to see this crew, and without further ado, let us get into it. We are, let's see. Why do I not have, where's my manage audio at? Wait a second. Oh, interesting. All right, let's get a soundscape in here, which I thought I already did have, but that's okay. It's just fine. I will put in the defiled temple, which, in no way is any suggestion about what you might actually have here. Okay.
Of course not. Where we are is a burial ground that we are currently robbing. I mean...
I as I was prepping for this, I think I had missed it last week that when you had said, like, how close is this to grave robbing? And Taya's like, I hope really close, because I was hoping to, I'm excited to rob these graves. I was like, oh my God. Anyway, but yes, in our last session,
belongs in a museum.
this belongs in a museum. It was a great pleasure to be able to watch these folks as they have gone through this burial mound. This crew, which has been brought together by happenstance, has either agreed to or sort of, I don't know, tagged along without totally understanding why, depending on who you are in the party, and joined them as they have been on a kind of a mission to try to reassemble a dragon statuette. The reason is that this statuette is a picture of the Dragon Emperor, an image of the Dragon Emperor, and supposedly will allow access to something which will allow the Misty Vale to be free, finally, from the battle between dragons and demons. And so the party decided that this seemed like a good idea. Also, some of them thought it would be a good idea because they could get real ultimate power. Combining, and also it might be a source of food, lots of different reasons. The party came here to Ritter Mound, which was allegedly haunted by a deadly wight. They went down into the mound, found that there was indeed a deadly wight, which was almost extremely deadly, along with a ghost that was guarding said deadly wight too. But they managed to survive and discovered several things. A piece of the statuette, previously mentioned, which brings to 2 out of allegedly 4 of these pieces that they need. They also discovered a light and extremely well-made suit of chainmail, which is now being worn, I think, by Frogor, if I'm not mistaken. And they found an incredible warhammer, a light warhammer, which I think I said was called Fiend Crusher, which is currently being wielded by Toriel to good effect. And they also managed to find some gold, some bracelets, while they were in the midst of robbing skeletons. That was Ahatea's contribution to the whole bit. And so they found in our last session, though, a creature called Grub, a very nervous goblin that was basically trapped here until the party freed him by destroying the creatures that wandered the halls. And Grub, it was apparently a goblin librarian who has some knowledge of goblin lands and also some historical knowledge of the Misty Vale, and agreed that he would help the party by giving them some rumors about places to try if they would be willing to help him escape, and also promised not to tell anyone that he had helped them, because that kind of stuff gets around and it wouldn't be good at goblin parties. So the party agreed to this, but just before they left, they decided to do a little bit more light grave robbing. And despite the fact that Grub kept saying that this was all cursed, and at the very end of our last session, after they opened a sarcophagus where a skeleton toppled forward, and Ahatea happily grabbed the bracelet and crown and stuff like that, I think that was sitting on the skeletal body, they turned around to find that Grub had vanished, but they could still hear from down the hall somewhere, "Cursed." And that is where I hand things back over to the party now. Apparently, you have explored this entire place. What would you like to do?
Just for the record, Ahatea would not have been touching the crown and bracelets with her bare hands. She would have
with her staff,
basically grabbed the claw. Yeah,
with the thing.
Yes,
with the thing.
She would have used the staff. Exactly, that's what she has that for.
Yeah.
Though, to be fair, these are not high up. It's usually to get to stuff that's higher up that she can't
I understand.
reach.
Yeah.
But she would have put them into a cloth of some kind and put it away.
Okay.
without touching them, because they might be cursed. Gonna take these to the next temple so that they can cast Identify. Wait, wrong game. Basically.
Terrible, Big Boss. Terrible.
I love it. Rub-a-dub-dub. Thanks for the grub. Man.
So yeah, remind us again what happened last. We could just open the sarcophagus without anything exploding in our faces, right?
That's you both, and actually you and Frogor both did, since Frogor was trying to prevent you from doing anything dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, nothing happened. The skeleton did topple out and land on the ground and then just break apart into bits. So nothing seemed to explode or anything like that. And you may remember a few of these were open already.
Yeah.
So, but the one that you opened had some bracelets and the crown on it.
Rogor would like to look for materials that might be of worth to the blacksmiths, to whom he owes a debt, so that he can have the other half of the dress he broke.
Well, the headbands do seem to be made of gold.
Well, those, the Mistress Ahatea has already taken those. Those might be a little bit too precious. Is there something,
The garments. So the garments that the creatures are wearing, that the skeletons have on, look like at one time they were beautiful, like maybe silk or something like that. But they are largely moldered and kind of they're hard even to pick up without them sort of falling apart. You could probably gather up some of the bones, in for a penny, in for a pound. If you're already grave robbing, might as well just disturb them completely.
Teeth?
You could theoretically do that. Yeah, they all have teeth.
Teeth are valuable.
High quality teeth.
Yes, Frogor would like to go around and extract all of the teeth from all of the sarcophagi, please.
Okay. So Toriel, down the hall, you hear this terrible this terrible cracking sound coming from the room you just left.
So we can just loot all the sarcophagi now without anything exploding.
So it appears.
So, how many dead goblins were there in this room?
There were a few dead goblins. Actually, I don't know that you found any dead goblins in here. There were some dead goblins in the other room. And then obviously...
I thought that was with the two sarcophagi that were already open.
There are skeletons that were thrown onto the ground. And you did find... Oh, I'm sorry, that's right. There was one. Yes, sorry. There was one goblin. Yes, one goblin body that was near the sarcophagi with his hand on the... And you do look... It does look as if his skull... as if its skull was smacked, it was crushed in by something.
So probably, it's probably likely that they were attacked by either the ghost or the white.
Their head were definitely...
But since those are not around anymore...
Their head was attacked by something very hard, that's for sure.
Well, in that case, we keep looting.
Okay.
Loot.
I imagine... Yeah. That at some point, because we didn't do this last time, and I couldn't put Chuck where I wanted him to be because Taya is standing there. But I imagine that at some point they have switched places when Frogor and Ahatea were doing the thing. Basically, the point is that Chuff has been watching Grub very closely the whole time. So when he bolts past, Kurt, heading down the hallway, Chuff's going after him.
Okay. So you find him, actually, if you want to put your token wherever he is, wherever you want him to be, Chuff?
If my mouse will play along. Sure.
That's a good question. Why is my not...
I can't get through that wall. I have to go around to the doorway, and then I can come down the hall.
Realism. Okay. Let's see if I can get there. So let's move that over. Yeah. You find you find Grub kind of peeking around, really should be kind of here, I think, peeking around this corner, and looking down the hall, and he sees you coming down the hall, says, it is nodding to you cursed. All of them cursed. 100% cursed.
Yeah, so you said. And the bow is out, an arrow is knocked, and he's like, and where are you going?
I'm escaping the curse. Waiting
No,
for
you're
you.
not.
What?
Nah, you might be escaping the curse, but no. You're not escaping me.
Well, I wasn't going to escape. You're going to help me escape. I just don't want to be cursed.
I find it amusing that you think that you get to dictate how this relationship goes.
And then looks at you.
Because if you think you can get to the top of that rope before I can shoot it out from under you, you are very sadly mistaken.
So he says, no, not trying to escape except with all of you. I just don't want to be cursed. You should be careful. You might be cursed.
Is the curse out here?
The curse, well, once they bring it with them, it will be.
So in your attempt to escape the curse, you're going to try to escape the group.
No, just sort of keep my distance from the curse.
By how many counties?
And then sort of like, several miles should be okay.
Sit down.
He sits.
Handcuff's just going to keep him there.
Okay. Meanwhile, as the others are looting, I'm gonna Toriel, actually, I'm curious. I remember we talked about this last week, but you came up to that portcullis, found that it is indeed locked, but that there were scrape marks basically underneath the portcullis. You might remember, but the portcullis is indeed locked and closed. Having found that, what do you want to do? Like, are you going to head back this way, or what's your?
I would like to shake and rattle it a bit and see if it's loose in a sort of way that would indicate it's possible to be opened normally.
It's not rusted. Yeah, it's definitely not rusted closed for sure. It is locked,
Okay.
but it's definitely not rusted closed the way the one that you broke open elsewhere here was.
Okay, I mean, we've already been in the room and I know another way in, so I don't see any reason to break it. I think I'll head back to the others.
Okay. By the time you get back, you note that they have successfully, you see that Ahatea is gathering up what's left of the gold. And also, Frogor seems to be working, like pulling at something in a skull of one of the skeletons. It looks like in the mouth of the skeleton.
He just hears the plink, plink, plink of something falling into a jar that he's collecting up.
And as far as, and that's true, Prince Justin, as far as the looting is concerned, I will say that you end up with a grand total. There are 4 of these skeletons, and they all have gilded headbands and jeweled rings. And there are 4 such gilded headbands and 4 jeweled rings that you find. I think you're muted, Atari.
But there are 6 of us.
Wait, 4 jeweled headbands.
4 gilded headbands and 4 jeweled rings.
Oh, gilded?
Yes.
Ooh, that's not that valuable. What's the material underneath, can I tell?
I guess if you were to scratch at it, you would find that it was iron underneath.
Oh, that's... I mean, iron has value, but, like, it's not that valuable. Gilded headband and the armbands, you said?
Yes, although the armbands look like they're maybe like a kind of a bronze, or they don't look like super valuable. Jeweled rings.
How many jeweled
so
rings?
there are 4 headbands and 4 jeweled rings. And you should mention in your notes that you got them from the family. 5 rings. You should note that you got them from the family crypt in Rittermound, so that if you ever get these appraised, I can tell you how much they're worth.
Yeah, all the riches, anything that Frogor finds that looks like it has any value apart from the teeth, he's just like throwing over to Ahatea because
she probably just has like a sack.
Yeah. Are you taking all the teeth, by the way?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think of we got 2 kids and 2 adults there. So
ooh, kids. How old are the kids? Because if you get lucky, you get double the amount of teeth.
Yeah, can he make sure that, like, if he pulls up some teeth that look like they might be children's teeth, he like dig a little bit deeper to see if the adult teeth were just starting to push through too, because you could get bonus teeth.
I'm deeply troubled by all of this, but I will say that many teeth. I'd have to figure out. I need to double check and see how many adult teeth compared to children's teeth.
32.
32 adult teeth, and then children would be like, because children don't start with that many.
Unless they have nagal teeth, but that's a medical unusualism.
Is it important to have an exact amount of teeth? Just say some number.
Just say a lot of. Okay, you find a grand total of 80 teeth.
Oh yeah, let's go.
Because like 80. Obviously, like with the adults, like maybe they already have some teeth missing. Teeth missing.
Maybe mom didn't have wisdom teeth. That takes 4 off of her count.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Are they humanoid? Like human teeth?
You find braces, a palate expander. Do you? Yes, they are all. They do all look to be humanoid, and probably. You're not 100% sure, but probably human or elf, you would guess, more likely to be human. But you'd need to discover, you need to find out more about the history of this place. But you think probably human, yes.
Awesome.
And that's all that you find on these things.
That's more than plenty. I think the blacksmiths will be very pleased with this haul. Rattle, rattle, rattle.
I think you need to go to the barber with these. They would be the ones who would want to buy teeth, if anybody, I think. Then again, I wouldn't exactly know. I'm not one of those human type people, so. For some reason, they like to collect teeth to put into other people's mouths. It's all very unhygienic, but...
And Frogor's, they're just like trying to hold up a couple of teeth and
no, do not do that. And she like slaps away his like, no, that's gross.
Okay. Have 78 human teeth. Where did Chuff go?
That way, I think. She just like still looking if she like finds any other loot-worthy stuff somewhere.
Toriel points behind him. He's not that way. I'll take a look. And he starts going the other way, trying to find Chuff.
So if you move your token down to where you're going, which I think is that hallway, you can see Chuff's facing away from you, has his bow drawn and is pointing it at a somewhat chastened looking grub who seems to be muttering something that you think sounds occasionally like cursed, but you're not 100% sure.
Okay, that seems ominous and like he might be able to use some assistance. I think I'll close the distance.
When you get there, Grub sort of like slightly scrabbles away on the ground. Doesn't like try to run, but like just scrabbles away and is like, curse is coming. You did not. Did either of you touch the skeletons? If not, we should go. We're not cursed. They will be though.
And then Frogor comes up behind with like his jar of teeth rattling like human teeth, human teeth, human teeth. He's just so happy.
Grub melts into the wall.
Yeah, I guess like the two of us will probably like be done at some point and then like just follow the others.
Okay. So Grub stands and slowly kind of backs away, carefully towards the rope, watching Chuff, but especially watching the cursed people as he sees it. When he gets back to the rope, he looks up and he says, "That looks like a long way. I can climb whenever you want me to. Especially when curses," as he sees the cursed people enter the room, "especially when curses are involved." Like it's
Tia like makes a point to like get as close to him as possible just to pester him.
at a certain point, Chuff watches as like literally Grub is backing around the room with Ahatea sort of waddling after him.
And Chuff watches this little shark, circling its prey thing going on, and gets this very devious grin and looks at Chuff, or not Chuff, looks at himself.
Wow.
Yes, I'm gorgeous. Looks at Frogor and Ahatea and is like, so why don't one of you go up first and the other one stay down here, so he has to stay between you?
All right.
Frog-
Tia immediately starts climbing.
Oh, well, Frogor's got leaping, so...
Oh, yeah, right.
Yes, mistress, of course, I will do this for you, mistress. And sort of looks at Chuff too, like thumbs up. But of course he's doing it for mistress and not because Chuff suggested it.
I like the
and
idea that, by the way, Ahatea grabs the rope and then Frogor's like, yes, mistress, and just leaps like right up this one.
And he'll make intense eye contact with Grub, chicken under one arm, giant bottle of teeth in his other hands, and then just goes whoop and leaps up using 3 willpower points.
I love it. And Grub says, wow, incredible leap for a frog.
What frog?
Quack! Quack! Comes down from the...
Okay. I will not require a check from Frogor because of the leap. Okay. And I would say I won't require a check here since you can all take as much time as is needed to get up. However, who is going second after Frogor? Oh, sorry. I need to help you out with that, don't I? Let's see.
And Chuff looks down at Grub and is like, I want you to listen to me very carefully. If you attempt to escape, she will set you on fire, and he will cut off your legs. Whichever one happens first, I don't know. But you stay between them.
And Chuff sort of like looks and then kind of, oh, okay. And
I think
nods.
Grub did that, not Chuff.
Sorry, did I say Chuff? Sorry.
Yes, you did.
It's when you started looking at yourself that I got confused.
Yeah.
Grub does that, yes. Okay, I have moved Frogor. So that means who's going up next? Was Ahatea?
Toriel will probably go up if no one stops him.
Okay.
Because the air down here is just getting damp. I don't like the climate.
Something's weird about the zoom in, so I'm just going to do this. Oh, there we go. Maybe that's what I was missing before. Okay, great. Anyway, I've moved you over to the spot. And let's see. Why do I not have my music playing? Oh, because I didn't put it on repeat. That's why.
And Chuff will go up last.
Okay. All right. So then Toriel and then Ahatea. Or no. Yeah, so Chuff goes up last, then Ahatea, which means you have Grub going up before you, obviously, right, Chuff?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then Grub, with some agility, manages to get up the rope without too much difficulty. And finally, I will bring over Chikgor and Chuff. All of a sudden, this is quite literally the game of first you bring the wolf over, then you bring the chicken over. Like, it's literally what's happening here. Okay.
As Grub would come out of the hole, Tear would be sitting there, and I'm gonna spend a willpower point to cast fire. Or like, what's it called? Not fire. What is magic trick called? Ignite.
Okay.
Just to have a little flame inside her skull, just to have it like flash up in there to like reinforce the whole she will set you on fire thing to intimidate him into behaving.
Mm-hmm.
And Frogor didn't hear what he's supposed to have been going to do to him, so he's just dancing around and showing Hogor as human teeth. Human teeth, human teeth. Rattle, 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 rattle. Not intending to intimidate anyone.
No, but it does have the effect of every time the bottle rattles, like Grub winces a little bit, and this is, if you're going to be happy about being cursed, can you not curse us? Please don't dance around with that. It's the curse thing, cursing.
There was no curse. There is no curse.
Oh, it's very dangerous. You know what happens to those who say there is no curse? He looks at you with wide eyes.
No, I do not.
Cursed!
Yes, of course.
Um,
Now, you said something about more treasures?
and he nods and he says, yes, I've heard some rumors. And his eyes narrow a little bit when he says rumors, and he says, places in the world. I can show them. Do you have a map?
Why, yes, I do have a map.
Okay.
And she gets out her map, and I would get out my map if I knew where I had put it.
Fortunately, I will bring us over to the map.
Ah,
Is the map? No,
As
it's
roll
not.
20 attempts to load everything. Getting there.
it
Loading.
did. It did on my screen.
Yeah. It's just taking a little more extra time. There we go. Okay.
On my map.
So the party is right now sitting here with Rittermound, and this, of course, the village that you started of Outskirt. But I don't know why it's not letting me zoom out. I would love to be able to zoom out. For some reason, it's not letting me, and I'm nervous about reloading it. Because the last time I did that, there were problems, and it took forever. So I won't take any chances. So instead, I am just going to have to move us around the map. Okay, so he says, do you have the map? Yeah. He says, I have heard of several places. Some are more dangerous than others, though. I don't know what you're ready for or not. But there are some who would, well, warn you against any of those places because of the curse.
Do they all have the same curse? That
Different
would be incredibly
curses.
silly.
Lots of curses
You
in
said
the Misty Vale.
You said the curse.
Well,
Singular.
Each one comes from the same curse. They are all children of the first curse.
Curses can have babies.
Very scary. Offspring curses.
So is there a mummy curse and a daddy curse? Oh, a mummy curse. Haha. See,
I
we
see
had a
what you
bunch
did
of
there.
mummies downstairs. Hahaha.
You are so terribly funny, mistress.
I know. Thank you.
All right, so I would like, since Ahate is asking about this, Ahate, I would like you to roll a d12 for me 3 times, please.
1,
Okay, we have an 8.
2,
Okay.
and 3.
So we have, I see, we have an 8, we have a 10, and we have a 7. Okay. So he says, I have heard first of an attack that has happened. A monstrous beast crawled down from the mountains, and it attacked Blind Hildy's farm southeast of Outskirt. I heard they told Grub about a cave full of, and he kind of lowers his voice, torn out eyes, but also great treasures and powerful weapons from adventurers who met their fate. It is a cave called the Dead Eyes Cave.
And where's that supposed to be?
And so the Dead Eyes Cave,
I guess
as
this
he
one.
points it out on your map, is, let me see if it'll work if I do the
Or is it this one?
little zoom in thing. Dead Eyes Cave, according to him, is, I see you marked it already.
Oh, it's around. Okay, what's my first guess?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, so you don't actually see names there, do you? You shouldn't.
No.
Not names like that. Yeah. So
No,
you
but I
remember-
see a cave drawn there.
That's right. That's
So-
right. Well, you remember, so you came out of this Drakmar Pass, which was over here, right?
Yeah.
So this place is supposedly, this Dead Eyes Cave is supposedly over here somewhere. And I should mention, just give me a second as I grab the Dead Eyes Cave thing. that... Is this not alphabetical? There we go. I should mention that you could find Hildy's farm, which is not far from there. So, like, basically, you would pass her farm on the way to the cave. So, if you wanted to gather information about the cave and about what happened with this monstrous beast, you could maybe talk to Hildy on the way. That would be one option. So, that was Deadeye's Cave. He says, so that was what? That was number 8. Then he says, also, if you don't want to go to cave, Grub knows of a village from history. 7 centuries ago, this valley was the home of Cato the Curious. He was a sorcerer who served Emperor Eladane, but he betrayed him. Cato's Tower, Cato's Tower, and the nearby village they call Blackridge in the far northeast perished in dragon fire when the Emperor discovered his treachery. Now it says that Cato haunts the ruins of his tower, which holds all kinds of treasures. Oh, Grub heard this from one who was an adventurer, but he never returned. No one who loots those ruins ever returns because of cursed. Now that one, which he points out on your map, is up here, which I will also put right here. And it is what, according to Grub, many of the locals call it the village of the day before.
Oh, that reminds me of a thing from Neverwinter Nights 1. Where you also have a quest where you get into a village where like time stands still and has been like frozen in time for centuries.
Yes. That's a cool one. So it is not... No, big boss, it is not Cato, known as the Green Hornet. Do not make comparisons or you may be cursed, says Grub, staring into the camera, breaking the fourth wall. Do you think Grub always writes in cursive? Well done, Wraith. Well done. I clearly am definitely attracting the right people to this channel. I love it. So that is called the Village of the Day Before. And then the last one, he says, also there is one you could find at night when the moon is full. Every time Grub does this, he gets very dramatic and he like sort of waves his hand. When the moon is full, you can see a tower glittering like a silver spire in the western parts of the valley. It must be a magical tower. No one has found their way there. Some say that it is the home of an alchemist who incurred the wrath of the Dragon Emperor long ago. She hid from Eladane in the tower and made an elixir that gave her everlasting life. What that life must have given her is, say it with me, a curse!
Drago rattles the human teeth dramatically.
This time he actually does give you the thumbs up, that seemed appropriate. So this is called Troll's Spire, and it is far to the west. In fact, you can find it over here. The Troll's Spire. Right there. So those are the 3 rumors that you get. Now, I do want to point out, by the way, one of the cool things about this adventure is there is a sort of sandboxy element to it. So if you're walking along and you're like, this place seems cool, can we check that out? You're welcome to do that too. It may take a little time for me to scramble and get everything set up a little bit, but I have the basics ideas. So feel free to do that if you wish. But the 3 that you know about, that at least he told you, are the Deadeye's Cave. That's to the southeast with this weird beast that attacked from this cave full of torn out eyes. the village of the day before, which was called Black Ridge Village, and is where apparently a village destroyed by the dragon fire of the emperor for the person who lived there, Cato, betraying him. And then Trollspire, this woman who apparently, this alchemist, who avoided being Eladane's ire by hiding in her tower and by making an elixir, if the rumors are true, which granted her everlasting life.
Well, everybody can tell that Ahatea's lights lit up when the whole thing with the sorceress and the potion of everlasting life was mentioned.
Frogor's been like hopping a little bit on his toes since the mention of eyeballs, because like, oh, what if he could have a jar of eyeballs to go with this jar of teeth? Like,
Waiting for that.
but he can see his mistress's excitement for the spire, so he's not saying anything, and he's just like containing his excitement for eyeballs. My job
is he containing it, or is he just trying?
He's trying very hard, and he's saying at his normal volume. The work of a knight, the duty of a knight is to serve the mistress, not his own interests. Remember what happened to the terrible knight from this very ruin that we have taken the teeth from. He served his own interests, and see what happened to him. A knight must always serve the interests of the mistress.
Grub is watching as you say all this.
Randomly thing to say.
Yeah,
but
Grub is
correct.
watching too, and Grub is kind of like, is he okay?
Oh, he's always like this. I think it's like some kind of grounding mantra that he says to himself whenever he's nervous or something. But,
He'll hop over and say hop very mallardly, obviously, over.
Definitely.
Mistress, I know that you will be considering all of the options equally, but I do think perhaps the Troll's Spire seems the place to be, no? The potion of everlasting life.
What? Who would want such a thing? But yes, yes, definitely maybe worth checking out. She's very bad at lying.
There also appears to be a very creepy face on a tree in the forest on the way there. We could check that out.
Oh, that sounds fun. Just gonna turn this whole thing into like a US roadside attractions kind of thing. Just 7 exits a road.
You get the bumper sticker. This car visited the creepy tree. And
yeah. Frogor's just thinking maybe that tree has teeth, you know. Yeah.
Or maybe it doesn't, and maybe it should have them.
Maybe it needs teeth. Yeah.
Maybe you can trade the teeth for something even better. Who knows? You will never find out if we don't visit. So Toriel does take a look at the map, like a glance, and is probably agreeing to the Troll Spire simply because it's closest.
Wouldn't it make sense to first go back to town? I would like to have somebody appraise these things we found in the crypt. Also, a certain someone has racked up quite a bit of a bill at the general store, have they not?
I apologize most profusely, mistress. My mistake has besmirched your name. We must correct it post-haste. I apologize for even thinking that we should go straight to the Troll's Spire when I have brought you such disgrace that I must correct my mistakes.
That, but also if anybody else has any suggestions about the thing. I'm not entirely sure how long the travel would be to the Troll Spire. So,
how long did it take us to get this far?
What?
just killing a wasp.
what?
Wandered off.
Sorry, I'm just killing a wasp. Bear with me.
Murderer. You could let it out.
Do wasps have teeth?
They have mandibles. Early on
I'm-
in the season, when they are basically vegetarians, they eat nectar and stuff like that, just the same way the bees do. It's only when all the blossoms are spent and the food starts to run short that they convert to a carnivorous thing, and that's when they start getting cranky and like coming after people.
So currently they should be mostly docile, right?
As long as you don't chase them around the room. You probably put a dollop of something like honey on your fingertip and put it over there, and it'll be like, ooh, and it'll step onto your finger and nibble, and you just hold your hand outside the window and it'll fly off, and there you are, not a
I mean, most people hate being chased, Triffid. I think. Me saying that
wasp
wasps
was-
are people.
Okay, I'm really.
That wasp was buzzing around, going, "Curse! We're cursed!"
I swear to God, I was talking to all of you, and you were doing the thing, and then all of a sudden I heard, and I went over, and this freaking B-2 bomber of a wasp flies past me and then lands on the window, and I was like, if I don't kill that now, it is going to land somewhere and either scare the hell out of me, or it's going to. And this was not to be clear, a bee or something I would have tried to preserve. This is a wasp, and they all suck. So,
But wasps eat mosquitoes,
okay,
and they're also important pollinators.
this kind of wasp is not such thing.
Okay.
And also, they sting and they really hurt. I just want to point out that I did.
But
use...
it was already at the window. You said you could have not just opened the window and waved it out.
No, I don't have open window, like not where this thing was. I was at a closed window. This window here doesn't open. So I used Dragonbane.
Well, it opens once.
It was Waspbane. So
Yeah, I was not going to say that he's murdering it with a rule book, and I tried. I did not say it because I was like, don't bring that into existence. But he did it anyway.
I did. So anyway, my apologies. I would not have been able to concentrate with the wasp threat close by. Anyway, so my apologies. Yes, they go on the Arvanellan raisin list. No, listen, I have, having been stung once by a wasp, and it was not a pleasant experience. No, not again. Not doing that again. Right. Now, again, also want to point out, if it were a spider, would have tried to protect the spider, would not have killed a spider. But a wasp, sorry. Okay. So, anyway, so you were talking, and I apologize, and I missed about 2 minutes of that conversation while I was killing the wasp. So, what have we decided?
We wanted to know how far away the troll spire is and how long it took us how long it took us to get from the town to here.
So, yes, I believe it took, I want to double check on this to make sure, because I think it might have been half a day, which would have worked out to
12 hours?
Yeah, I think maybe I was trying to think of it in terms of shifts. But let's see. Oh, yeah, it was about, right, a day and a half's march from Outskirt. So, because you stayed overnight where you met the farmers and all that stuff. So it was about a day and a half. So just judging on the map, to get back to Outskirt would be another day and a half. To go from where you are up there would probably be about, I'm just eyeballing it, but I would guess that's about twice as long. So it would take about probably 3 days, you think, to get to Trollspire. Also, it depends a little bit how you go. If you're going directly through the Iron Forest, so you can go meet the creepy tree, that's a pretty direct route. So that would be about 3 days.
Route.
Oh, that's cute. I'm trying to branch off a little bit with my joking. Anyway,
I bow to your superior jokestery.
So, but
leaving
you
no
could,
leaves unturned with these jokes.
yeah, ooh, I like it. Well, his bark is worse than his bite. You could go around to the north and avoid the forest entirely if you wanted to go up this way over here. So, like, if you did, let's see, if you went like this.
It's going to be like Google Maps where it's got like 3 different paths that you can take.
Right.
You
can go
highlight over
exactly,
them.
pretty
You
much,
can
yeah,
have a look at the wishing well
what's the
or
most
the
fuel efficient?
Tree of Doom.
Yep. So we've got that. You could, as I say, go the direct route, which is like that. Or you could go this way through what is kind of like a river valley. Like this.
Which would probably add another day.
Yes. I was going to, or at least, let's say a half day, but it would definitely would take you, it's the more scenic route, but it might be safer in that it keeps you out of the direct, the Iron Forest is, you don't know a whole lot about it, except it's supposed to be a pretty dense forest, but be that as it may.
As iron often is.
True.
Looking at the map, if I had to choose, I would go Evil Tree over Giant Spider.
Why, yes, the Evil Tree does sound like a place worth visiting, if not just for the memories.
I might
Presuming you get to
have
keep it.
fridge magnets, postcards, teeth.
I've heard that some people have teeth made of wood.
Frogor double checks that none of the teeth he has are wooden. Yeah. So what say you, Chuff, as our experienced survivalist would outdoor as our outdoor? What say you?
He's still watching Grub.
Grub, okay.
Yeah, and he doesn't have his bow drawn, but he has an arrow nocked, and he's just kind of idly dragging his fingers along the fletchings on the arrow, sort of like Legolas did in one of those things where he just like almost not a nervous habit, but just he's just constantly reminding himself that it's there. And he's like, it doesn't make much difference to me. I'm at home in the wild no matter where I am.
Greg, can you remind us what the lady at the inn told us? What's her name?
Oh,
Kevin.
When she sent us here. Was it her who sent us here, or
Leonora?
Leonora, yeah.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Also
Leonora,
goes by a
also
different
known as-
name?
also AKA Annabella.
Yeah.
Leonora had told you, gave you the basic idea that you're looking for the sort of dragon statuette and had heard this thing about the Ritter Mound. That was the one, but obviously you could try to get other rumors, from Outskirt, either her or other, residents of Outskirt too. But the overall point is trying to get these 4 pieces of the statuette reassembled, at least was her. And she was the one who told you while you're doing that, you'll probably also find some awesome treasure. And so far, she's been correct. Look at all those teeth.
So like just a general thing was find all the crystals. Mana seeds. Statue pieces.
Cyclops eyeballs.
Yeah.
Right.
But out of character, I would be down for just going straight to the Troll Spire via the grinning tree.
Same. I wonder if this is the sort of thing where you're supposed to see it on the map and think, we better avoid that.
I like that you idly say that. I wonder if that's something we're supposed to avoid. Somewhere the map maker's like,
This is an RPG. You always go everywhere
I felt a great
because
disturbance.
there might be treasure there
100%.
or experience points.
100%.
And you always go to the non-obvious places first.
Yes.
That's how my
Talking
housemate.
about non-obvious places, the Mirror Lake looks nice.
Fishing's probably pretty good.
What about your house matron?
Whenever he plays Skyrim, as soon as he gets out of Helgen, presuming he doesn't install the mod that is the alternate start, as soon as he gets out of Helgen, they're like, okay, let's go to Riverwood. He's like, nope. And he goes the other way. And he just doesn't follow the main quest line for like days.
I have 60 hours in Skyrim, and I have never even killed the first dragon.
Really?
Nice.
180 hours here, but I have killed the dragon at this point. Okay, so
Right.
so you're gonna try to go. So is that Doesn't matter to Chuff. Toriel, or what do you say? Because I think we've heard from the others.
Toriel is fine as long as nothing obviously is trying to kill him. So if there's a few trees to chop out of the way, I mean,
You've got a
wasn't
hammer for it
before.
now.
For chopping trees, a hammer?
Sure, especially if it's a fiendish tree.
I mean,
The hammer
I
will
do
begin
have
to
an
glow.
hand axe.
That's true. That's true.
All right. Well, then, before you all sort of prepare yourselves to set out, Grub says, so Grub must return to his people so his people do not worry about him. Then he lowers his voice and says, but Grub also would be happy to speak to new friends here. And he kind of looks at Chuff slightly side-eye. New friends here. If you need more help, find Grub. And Grub happy to give more rumors. Always happy to help as long as food. And he says, but you may not make it back because all of you are cursed. But if you make it back, Grub would be happy to help. You can find Grub. Grub comes by here sometimes. So leave a message, and Grub will find you.
Didn't you say that your people abandoned you here?
Grub sort of, probably a misunderstanding.
On whose part?
And he sort of pauses and looks around. Well, when we left, the tribe said don't ever come back, but that was before all of my friends got killed, so I'm sure they'll want me back now. He sort of trails off.
Yes.
Frogor will give him 3 battery toes for the road.
Oh,
Cursed battery toes.
looks at them. He looks at them. Thank you. These ones he does not apparently think of as cursed.
Of course.
Delicious. I have to get recipe. One thing. He lowers his voice again. He says, if you find goblin skeletons, be on the lookout. If you find the greatest goblin of all, he was a legend among my people, and if you find him, and you find the crown he was wearing, you could become king of the goblins. He pauses and says, or, he kind of looks down at the ground, kicks at a loose rock like he was a little kid. Or you could give it to a goblin, and then the goblin could be the king. Anyway.
What was the name of this king?
Oh, and he looks at you and his eyes get wide. Greenskin the Great. Greenskin the Great. Everyone knew him. He was so...
I didn't.
And he kind of looks at you. That's because you don't have culture.
So everyone doesn't know him.
Everyone with culture knows him. He seems very offended.
Good.
Does culture mean something else in your language, or?
Frogor's very aware that he's the only green-skinned mallard that he knows, so he's like, hey, lay off the goblin.
You would have met mallards with green hats.
Yeah, but not, the skin under that's just the feather color. The skin itself is...
Probably would not have seen a lot of mallard skin then, in general. Which
Yeah, that's true.
Which does mean also no green mallard skin, but...
Apart from his own.
Yeah.
So Grub kind of nods at all of you and he says, thank you for helping Grub escape. May your treasure tent be filled with treasure, and may you have more Batritos than you can never eat. And
may you go have a bath, please.
Why?
Is that a trick question?
He just
You
sort of
smell like you've been buried in dead things.
Oh,
And
that's true.
yeah.
And he kind of looks down. We'll clean up. Very important to be clean. I have at home goblin droppings. It is delicious and also useful for cleaning skin. And he nods happily. He turns away, he waves, and as he goes off down the hill, you can hear him humming something to himself. Grub isn't cursed. Not cursed grub. And then for at least 5 minutes afterwards, don't hear curses, I know grub's not cursed. It is, yeah.
Reminded of a scene from Avengers: Age of Ultron where Hawkeye, like Quicksilver, has just run off with some girl, and Hawkeye's like pointing an arrow at him as he's running off. He's like, no one would know.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so Grub is now gone.
Thank the gods.
Okay. We're all also, I want to mention that we are now, I think, reset on rests because all the stretch rests have been taken, but now we've redone that. So, all right. So if you folks are setting off, it's time, chat and everybody, to be a Batrito could be emulated by means of 2 breaded chicken tenders, iceberg lettuce, salsa and cheese, and a flour tortilla. Well, that's probably pretty close, right? I would think. Except you'd need something to duplicate the fuzz from the bat wings. So you'd need
Just leave it sitting on the kitchen floor for a while.
Okay. That's good.
No, I think that would just make more fuss, not less fuss.
Scrumptious.
Yeah. So did Ahatea actually want to go back to town first?
Was just a suggestion in case we needed to get more stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. She can be convinced to not go first back to town.
We did have a general lack of bandages and ability to heal.
Right. That was an issue.
But we determined last time that Chuff has 8 more? 7? 7.
Right.
7, I think.
Other than that, we can just pick up weaving along the way.
Not until they add it to the game mechanics.
I know, it's going to be this thing. Well, if you are setting off for that way, remember that in a journey, you need to appoint a pathfinder who would lead the way for the group, and the person has to make a bushcraft roll to find their way. And because you're going, I think you said you're going the middle way, right? The direct route, which is...
Toward the creepy tree.
Creepy tree, right here.
The Pathfinder.
So right this way. So if you're going to do that, you will need a pathfinder. So who are you appointing to pathfind?
Probably the puppy.
Sure. Always assign it to the hunter who lives out in the woods. Sure. Okay, fine.
So, yeah, I'm going to need you to make a bushcraft roll for me, please, Chuff, as you all set your way in this direction. Okay.
13 on 14, so yes, I made it.
And I should say, if the Pathfinder has no map, but you do have a map, so that's fine. No one has a spyglass, by the way, do you?
I don't.
Okay, because a spyglass would give a boon, but it is not necessary. You made this just fine.
Is that like a telescope thingy?
Yes.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
That is what that is. So, okay.
Monocular.
So probably, I would say that it takes you a good probably 6 to 7 hours or so until you find yourself here. And
looking at a creepy tree.
Here. Still a distance from the creepy
tree. Can just
tree
move our
on the map,
party token to the spot.
Yeah, do you have control over it, or do you need me to move it?
I don't know.
I don't.
Okay, let me give you all... You should all have control of the... All players... There we go. All players have control.
It's just going to want to move it all over the map.
So now you all can move it. Yeah, I would say about there is perfect. Yes. Okay. So, as we get to... let's see... So once per shift. Okay. I would like the Pathfinder, Chuff, please. Let me actually see if you're in the spot.
In
Yeah,
the
I think
party?
so.
No,
I think
I'm
so.
just heading the same direction.
Go ahead and roll. Go ahead and roll a 1d12 for me, please.
1 D12. 9.
Okay.
9.
Okay. So as you are traveling along, as I said, about 6 to 7 hours or so, and you started out, it was basically the morning, I believe. So we're looking at about now 4 to 5 in the afternoonish, let's say. And you are up ahead, obviously Chuff leading the way. And you hear suddenly the sound of rapidly approaching hoof beats. I would like everyone to make an awareness roll, please, for me.
Approaching centaur.
It is. This is roll 20, Red Fennec. Approaching centaur. Toriel's like, what hoof beats? We'll talk about Chuff.
That's
Wow,
a demon, baby.
got a demon. So I love the idea that all of you are involved in some really interesting conversation. So none of you notice
it's
except Chuff.
Frogor is rattling his teeth so loud and distractingly.
Yeah, I
Exactly.
can just
we
see
have a
all
horse
the
with
grass
us.
moving, but nothing else.
But nothing else, yeah.
It's like we have a horse with us. Clearly, the hoof noises come from our horse.
It's coming from
The
them.
doy.
So what it means is that those who succeed with an awareness roll, which is just Chuff, could hide if you want to. So you hear it enough in time that you could hide while whatever this thing encounters the rest of your party. Or Chuff, you could just stand there. Hide doesn't mean run away and leave them, but I'm just saying if you wanted to hide by the side of the road or whatever, you could do that if you want.
Yeah, I think we could probably, for the sake of the narrative, fold this into everybody's lack of awareness as Chubb just hears it, realizes what it is, and goes, "Tst," and ducks into the underbrush. And like nobody else hears him do that either. So they just keep going. He's like,
Like, wow.
Teeth, teeth, human teeth, teeth, human teeth, rattle, rattle, rattle.
So he's
Yeah,
undercover.
Hatia's just looking at her grimoire and is not paying attention to shit. She's like, "Why are you ducking?"
So coming up on so the three of you are, first of all, like, what happened to Chuff? But then also, I should say the five of you, because Chikor and Hogor, but not Chuff. You see a magnificently armored knight approaching on a horse, and as the knight gets closer, you can see there are two rather familiar-looking horns off of the side of the helmet, and as you look, you realize that it reminds you a little bit of the statue that you might have seen before of the dragon, not your statuette, but like in the town of Outskirt, the statue of the Dragon Emperor seems to be a similar helmet. The armor is gleaming, and on the front of it is marked a dark, to basically set off against the glowing armor, flame, like a fire. And as he sees you, he brings his horse down from a gallop and then trots up to you. And he says, "Ho, travelers!" And he holds up his hand, his armored hand. Frogor, I will say that this is like a badass looking knight. Like, I mean,
his helmet looks like the one at the top center of the map.
It does. It does. And he says, "Where are you headed on this day? You are entering into some dark woods. The Iron Forest is not a place for travelers to go without certainty of their destination."
Where did you get that armor?
And he looks down and he says, "This is the armor of my order. I am a keeper of the Immaculate Flame, and we are given this armor as honor. We are honor-bound to protect it." Go ahead, Toriel. You were going to say something, I think.
So yeah, Toriel would also return his greeting. Ho, humble knight. We're on
He kind
our
of bristles
way.
at humble. He's like,
I was just going to say,
Yeah,
no,
no, I'm just kidding. Go on.
Obviously, all knights are humble. They
Yeah,
have to be.
Clearly.
We're on our way to the spire that's supposed to be in this part.
The spire. Do you mean the spire of the trolls?
Toriel looks around to reassure himself and sees nodding in his party, and he's like, yes, that's the one.
It is a dark place, and you must take care. If you were to go anywhere close to it, you could be attacked by any of the terrible creatures that inhabit it or surround it. There is nothing to be found in that place but evil. And he sort of, like, looks down. The helmet, like, is sort of a full face helm, so you can just hear slightly, his voice slightly echoey behind the helm. And he says, why exactly would you want to go to Troll's Spire?
It is in this. Words are difficult sometimes. I have read about it in this tourist manual thingy. What are those called again?
Flyers. I'm sorry. Chuff isn't there.
Well, I mean, Chef is allowed to answer.
From the bush. Paris, like,
Pamphlet.
Pamphlet. Ah, yes, the tourism pamphlet.
And he says, it is not a place for tourists. It is a place of danger. Only the bravest knights could go to a place like Troll's Spire, or, and he kind of like looms over slightly, or cultists, perhaps. Those who are working for evil.
I hope you're not suggesting that we... And he, like, Frogo, like, puffs up his mallard chest, you know, he's in some nice armor too, you know, he's got this nice stuff he got from the crypt, you know. We are not cultists. He can't say we're not evil.
Can.
I serve Ahatea the mallard.
Terrific.
And only Ahatea, to insinuate that I might serve some lesser evil.
He sort of tilts his head slightly.
Offends me greatly.
Who is this Ahatea the terrible? So you didn't say that. Ahatea the mallard you speak of, and he kind of looks around.
That would be me, but also we do have a knight here. Thank you. So.
And he looks back at you, Frogor. You are a knight?
Obviously.
Yes.
Of what
and
order
he's like
are you? Are you a member? He says. You serve Ahatea. What is the order that you and Ahatea belong to?
Hold, Frogor. And Chuff steps out of the bush with
He like whoosh, on a swivel, like, you know.
You, Sir Knight, have told us a little bit about you, and now you demand information from our knight, but you have not even yet to reveal your visage.
And he nods and he says, "It is because I have taken a sacred oath, not to remove my helmet except in the sight of those who believe. However, you speak truth. I beg forgiveness, for I have not introduced myself. I am..."
Ahatea leans over to Frogor. Oh, I bet he's really ugly under this helmet.
He kind of looks down. My enhanced
He's
hearing.
whispering.
No, I'm just kidding. I know, but isn't this like a stage whisper thing, or is that just Frogor who does the stage whisper thing?
Oh, that would just be
Just
Frogor.
be
That's just
Okay.
Frogor, yeah. I mean, Frogor can be like, oh yes, I bet he's very ugly.
Totally
under
ugly
there."
mistress. Okay.
Oh,
But no, he says, I am Tylos, and I am a member of the Keepers of the Immaculate Flame. I am riding here because there is word that cultists of Sathmog have come forth to attack my people and the fort that I am sworn to guard. It was said that they would be found coming in this direction, and they would be a strange group, seemingly intermixed, confused, not exactly an organized group, that would be their disguise. You seem to fit this description. And thus...
No, we do not. We are plenty organized, and she holds up her grimoire and shows like all the little tabs she has on the sea. I have these sorted by different schools of magic and other notes and this and that. It like goes to show off her entire system.
He sort of looks at it a little bit, and then he says, "You carry a staff with a skull.
Yes. You
Skulls
carry a
with
body with a
staves are
skull.
typically wielded by evil creatures.
Typically, you say.
Typically. Are
Which
you not
means there
typical?
are outliers.
Is this an exception?" He stares
Sure.
at Ahatea.
I was going to say, that's a question for her.
Frogor's stage whisper, like, gosh, he's really playing into the tropes and prejudices, isn't he? It's a little bit, not really politically correct. You can't go around saying things like that these days.
Knights
yes, oh,
must,
yes.
he says as if in response to you, Frogor. And his voice, every time he says something, by the way, Frogor, your teeth bottle rattles a little bit, like, because he's just got it. Knights must always speak their truth. If you are a true knight, you would agree that we must speak our truth no matter where we are and no matter what threatens us. Our truth is one. And he looks up of the immaculate flame, and his armor glints with light and sort of, almost like camera flare, like, slightly, is it?
Damn you, J.J. Abrams.
And
Well,
he...
as a knight, I tell you truthfully that we are not cultists, and we don't care about your silly little fort, and we are going to a troll spire.
So when you say...
And a tree that might have some teeth.
So I wish I could say that you could see his expression, but you can't because of the mask. Because you'd be like, huh, like it's the meme with the woman trying the root beer, where she's just like, Anyway, so there's a whole roller coaster of emotions. He says, my little fort. This little fort, as you call it, is known as Fort Malice. And I will tell you that Fort Malice is not one. And then he looks at you for a second. He says, I get that all the time. It's spelled M-A-L-U-S. All right? It was an old name. Anyway, Fort Malice is one of the great and last places that stands against the forces of evil and the cultists of Sathmog. There is nothing silly and small about my fort. But I do wonder if a cultist would seek to diminish it that way. He says, booming voice. His horse, by the way, which is like super impressive looking, his horse glares at Hogor, and Hogor sort of like slightly leans back.
Damn it. Frogor, he really wants... But what's he supposed to do against a knight that is like 20 feet taller than him and so sparkly and fancy?
In the shin. Kick him in the shins. No,
Jump onto his shoulders and rip off his helmet.
Ah.
That sounds like an unnecessary assassination.
Just saying.
Unless he's got a batterito under there.
How are you going to know until you take... Anyway, sorry about that.
Be that as it may, and Ahatea keeps like flipping through her grimoire. We are not cultists, thank you very much. At least like the two of us aren't. I don't know about these two, we just met them the other day. But
I've never even heard of your fort.
And he sort of looks at each of you, and then he turns first to Toriel. I have identified myself. And you, good elf, what exactly is your name?
So Toriel then does a sort of formal bow toward him.
Okay.
And introduces himself with his full name. Well, I am called Toriel Beldor Dalana, and I am a craftsman on my way through this valley.
And he says, and you have thrown your lot in with these three, as they call themselves, non-cultists?
It seemed to be the most logical choice when my path forward was blocked by trees and other obstacles.
I see. This place, indeed, as he looks behind him at the forest, this place can indeed be treacherous. I have heard who you say you are, he says, looking at Ahatea. and I have heard of your organized grimoire. I'll return to you in a moment. You, Wolfkin, who spoke bravely, I admire your willingness to speak what you believe to be true, even if it turns out that you are a cultist. We'll come to that in a moment. But since I have given you my name, I would ask yours. What is your name, Wolfkin? Sorry, did you say it and I missed it?
Yeah, he just goes.
He says, ah. And he says, it's with emphasis on the first syllable, perhaps.
It's only a half a syllable. Just say chuff like everyone else does.
He says, chuff. Very well. And you are chuff. And that makes you, good Sir Knight. He turns to you, Frogor. Your name?
My name is Frogor, and this is Chickgor. These are my teeth. Well, they're not my teeth, but they do belong to me currently. And this is Hogor.
So he looks at, he takes about 0.01 seconds to look at Chickgor and Hogor, and then turns his attention back to you and says, you are holding a bottle of teeth. You say they do not belong to you. Where exactly have you found these teeth?
It's like the Homer Simpson through the hedge thing is like, oh shit, here we go.
Well, you see, there were some ruins back there under a rock. We went down, there was like a oh, and then there were these bugs, and then there was a oh, and then a ooh, and then a little goblin, and then there were these, and we went oh, and then curse, but there was no curse, and then teeth.
What my young friend here is trying to say is that, you see, he can't grow any teeth by himself. These are for his dentures. It's part of his dental plan.
He looks
Very
at
sensitive.
he looks at the multiple mismatched teeth sitting in the jar, and he says, "You're collecting these teeth." Not in a cultist way, but in a I'm getting teeth for myself way?
Well,
I said he needs dentures.
they are materials that I could then use to trade for, because I owe this blacksmith, because I
would
jumped into a
trade
dress
human teeth?
and...
Only cultist... And he stops. He says, you would trade human teeth? Do you mean you traffic in the body parts of those who have passed on?
No, I owe a debt for a dress. I own half of the dress, but it's very difficult to own half a dress because you can't take half a dress with you. It's still attached to the other half. So I have to go back and find some materials to give for the other half of the dress, and then I will have a whole dress, and I can wear a dress over my armor. Not that I want to.
So there's just dead silence for a minute, and then his horse goes, like sort of, he says, your claim is that you are not cultists, but are simply heading through this dense forest to go to a doomed and dangerous spire so that you may gather more teeth? Trails off.
If there are teeth, there's not guaranteed to be teeth there.
Okay, I would like one of the four of you to make a persuasion check for me.
We're
Unless
really
you want to jump in first, Jeff. Go ahead.
Really kind of hoping that the weird tree on the map had teeth, but I'm not sure that it does.
Shall I do persuasion because I'm talking?
I think that would be fun.
You're good at it, sure.
You can do that, sure. Is anybody...
Never mind.
And-
Oh no!
Let's see.
I'd like to push the roll, please.
I was going to say. Okay.
And I'm gonna become disheartened. Thank you.
Oh. So he kind of like stares at you. He keeps seeming to like, as you're talking, you notice the helmet keeps sort of moving in the direction of the bottle of teeth, which keeps sort of like, and he says, he sort of waits, and then he says, I'm sorry, but I cannot allow you to proceed this way until you have been formally vetted. You must come with me to Fort Maris. There we will see whether you are cultists or simply strange collectors of teeth.
I don't want to go to the vet.
he said, what? Vet? What do you...
You said that I had to be vetted. I don't want to go to the vet.
He says, but to be looked at, not,
You're
not,
looking at me right now.
You must be determined as to whether you are good or evil. You will not be poked and prodded by some animal doctor, if that's your concern.
Really, and of the, 5, 6, 7 of those of us assembled here, you seem to know a lot more about cultists than we do.
That is because I have been hunting them. For months and months I have brought them down, one by one and step by step. Every one of these marks, and you can see that the armor itself, you didn't notice this before, but the mark of the flame, he's begun to outline, or someone has, begun to outline the outside of the flame on the armor, and there are like multiple, so it's actually outlined by these marks. And he says, so far I have brought 10 of these cultists to justice, but there seem to be ever more growing. And it is dangerous, both for this valley and the people that live within it. I know a great deal about them, because one must know one's enemy to defeat them. And believe me, if only I did not have to have this knowledge. And yet, my path lies before me. Glint, glint, lens flare. The horse dramatically tosses its head.
Yeah.
Tia's still looking at her grimoire. It's like, yeah, very interesting. And starts walking.
So we're going where? Which direction?
Fort Malice. And let me show you all exactly what he is talking about. Give me Fort Malice. Okay. Fort Malice is actually a little bit past Trollspire. It is, to be specific,
the church up there.
Yeah.
Okay,
That
good.
is Fort
So
Malice.
it's okay.
It's not, it's like a little past it, but it's not like...
So he's
wildly
like,
off to the side.
we're going that way,
Yeah.
kind of thing. But you said your path lies before you, and now you expect us to go the direction that's behind you. Make up your mind.
Again, behind the mask, you can't see how he's looking at you, but there's a long pause, and he says, "You speak strangely, one known as Chuff. It seems as if there is part of your language is designed to seem confusing to those who do not speak it. I will assume simply that you are slightly confused, either from the corruption of being a cultist or just from being in the presence of one who collects teeth. I don't know.
I think this guy might be racist.
I think so too.
He pauses and
Isn't
says,
it odd that like earlier he gave up to talking to the three of us just to talk to the one non-animal looking person in our group here? Isn't that suspicious?
And then the simplification of the speech of the wolfkin, and assuming that his own inability to understand it means that it must be idiotic and primitive.
Yes. He did
if you
say
are
primitive,
suggesting,
definitely.
he looks at you and says, if you are suggesting something about my cultural assumptions, let me inform you that I have gone through a great deal of sensitivity training. The first day of that training, they said, if you see someone who is not a knight, do not immediately decapitate them and throw them off the battlements. At first I was confused. Why would one not do this? But it then became clear to me that in the ways of the Immaculate Flame, all must be warmed by it in their own way and at their own time. And so I have learned not to destroy first and ask questions later. It has been a long journey, but I am learning to become less judgmental.
Have we ever heard of this Immaculate Flame Order?
I would say, can you make for me a, let's see, what would it be?
Myth and Legend.
That would be my
Myths and
guess.
Legends. Perfect. Perfect.
Oh, god fucking damn it. No.
You're like,
I want to push. Yeah, I'm gonna push.
All right.
Why not? I haven't pushed anything so far, I think. So, I want to push this guy into a ditch. No. How? For pushing,
How
I just
dare you.
roll, right? Aha!
There we go.
That's more like it. What are you marking, by the way?
I'm gonna mark exhausted because he's really exhausted of this fucking guy.
I see. Okay. Yes, you do know a little bit about them. The Keepers of the Immaculate Flame are quite an old order, and actually, you didn't know that they were still sort of like a thing. But remember that the Misty Vale is itself, the Misty Valley is itself, kind of sort of the land that time forgot a bit. You know, like outside of it, things have moved on, but a lot of things are older feeling here. And this may be one such example. The Keepers of the Immaculate Flame are a religious order that saw themselves as heirs of the ancient dragon knights. And in fact, they worshipped the dragon emperor Eladane back in the day. And they abhor demons because, as you know, dragons and demons are always battling each other. So, and Sathmog in particular is, according to their scriptures, the root of all evil. Now, you don't know exactly what this particular guy is looking for, but the Keepers are. And as you can tell, the Keepers are not exactly broadly tolerant. You know, if they see people that are doing stuff that seems a little bit sketchy to them, they don't play the whole, oh, maybe I can give them a second chance. Like, second chances are not really in their sort of prerogative. However, you do know that the Knights of the Immaculate Flame are not only extraordinarily well trained, but have determination to match. That is to say, you can persuade them and talk with them and so forth, theoretically, but they are not the kind of people that are like, well, I'll let bygones be bygones. Like, they'll let bygones be bygones after they have your head on a lance, if they think that you're evil. And specifically, if they think that you're a demon cultist.
So as soon as he finishes talking about the warmth of the Immaculate Flame, Chubb kind of glances down at Frogor and nods a bit to himself and steps forward and says, I will grant you one concession of the truth of your words. He is very confusing. And he'll extend his hand.
He puts his mailed hand down, and he shakes its good firm grip, and he says, I am glad that we agree, Wolfkin. It is good to know that you and I both can acknowledge that confusion rides within these lands. And he says more quietly, they're not cultists trapping you, are they? I mean, I could, if you want,
I could easily leave them behind and lose them in the forest. These are no cultists.
You're sure? Because they're really dangerous, you know. Cultists can pretend to be lots of things.
And he looks
These
back
are
over.
all, by the way, completely audible stage whispers on the
right, yeah. He looks back and he's like, I've been with them for several days. No.
He says, well, he leans back. He's like, very well. I must still have you come with me to Fort Malice.
To the vet, yes, I know.
But perhaps Fort Malice will give you some other information that you need. When you come there, they may be able to tell you that this fever dream of yours of going to Trollspire is one you must abandon. There's far too much evil there to be trusted. And besides, perhaps you could help. Fort Malice itself may come under attack from these cultists at any time. And, well, in that event, nothing you found at the Trollspire would help. If Sathmog takes over, all of us will find the light has dimmed. And as he says this, his hand goes out, and so for a moment, Ahatea, as you're looking down at your book, like a shadow falls over your book, and you're like, the frick? Like, you're like, and then you look up and you see he's like got his hand over, like blocking the sun.
Why would you do that? Stop that. And she just like turns away so that she can keep reading.
He says, do any of you require sustenance?
No, I've got plenty of bats, thank you.
You eat bats?
Bats are evil. So as a knight, of course I eat them. I destroy them with my... I will destroy them with my teeth when I've had the dentistry done.
He looks at Chuff. You're sure? Not cultist. You're positive. The bats, I just...
Every now and again, if I happen to ensnare a bat, either from a trap or an arrow or something,
I'll find it on the road.
True. If it's not too ripe. If it is too ripe, then I just roll in it. But there's no reason to waste good food or food.
Bad food.
And he sort of nods. He says, evil food. He leans back slowly. He says, very well. If it is your
broccoli
job,
is evil food. You got it all wrong.
if you wish to defeat those bats through mastication, then, and he's very articulate as he says that word, then...
I don't do that publicly.
And he nods slowly. Indeed. And he turns his horse. His horse dramatically turns in place. And he says, then I would ask that you follow. You have nothing to fear so long as you are alongside Tylos. And he pauses and says, looks back over his shoulder, and he says, I will let Chuff speak for all of you. Until we are at the fort, I must believe you to be suspected cultists. But since Chuff seems to be not one, I will take his word at the moment that you are perhaps only cultists in training. Once
Did he tell us his horse's name?
We'll see. He has not said what the name of his horse is. High Shadowed. He has not said the name of his horse.
Okay, so his horse is High Shadow. It's a good name.
His name is Shadow Facts, Facts. No.
Boo,
In fact, I should just call it that. That's even great. He's a very impressive-looking armored horse. And as he starts to ride away, he pauses and he says, Sir Knight, how long have you had your noble steed?
Oh yeah, I'm disheartened. I suppose a few years since I became a knight and served Ahatea the Terrible.
Very well. And he grabs something from in front of him. You can't see where exactly he got it from. There are saddlebags on this horse too. And he tosses you something, Frogor. And when you catch it, it's this rather heavy thing. And as you open it, you see it is a Hogor-shaped set of horse armor. And he says, if you are to be a knight, and if you are to ride with me, and if you are to pretend that you are not, in fact, a cultist of Sathmog, you must armor your horse accordingly. I'm sorry that I don't have armor for the chicken. I wasn't expecting to meet.
Well, he's not pretending to not be a cultist.
He's just carrying around an extra set of horse armor. Do you know how heavy
For
that
a
is?
miniature horse.
I sure do.
That's like at least 20 kilos. Just saying. Which is
This guy
10,
is a badass knight.
40 pounds? Ish.
Frogor's just the disheartenedness of meeting like a knight who's just really good at being a knight is overwhelming. And he just sort of hugs the armor and puts his head down so that the duck hat means no one can see that he's crying.
Oh no. Did I mention the armor glinted as he tossed it to you in the sun?
You did not.
Okay, sorry. It did.
That's what it is. See, the glint got in Frogor's eye.
Oh, totally. Yeah, of
Who is
course.
Damn you, J.J. Abrams.
So, you make your way up to Fort Malice. Now, you may have heard vaguely of this fort a little bit, but not in any like significant way. And so he seems to be much more impressed with. Oh wait, sorry, I did that wrong. Because you are all here, so we're gonna have you go. Wait, what? Ah!
You heard me.
What is it doing? All of a sudden, it started doing this weird thing. Can I freehand this? Freehand. What is this
There.
thin line? Regular. Okay, there we go. Yeah, thanks. What is it? Ah! What is it doing? What is this?
You have the polygon tool, I think.
Is that what I have? I just did freehand. And thin. Okay, I don't know. Anyway.
Thin freehand.
You wrote you did it properly. Thank you, Dark. So, as you make your way up to the fort, one thing you notice is that whereas all of you would, take your normal rest, you'd take your normal walk, you'd have to do your, see if there's an event or whatever. When you are, when you're traveling here with Tylos, the Dragon Knight, everything seems to move out of your way. Like there are a couple times where you think you see creatures, like maybe I don't know, like an orc or something skulking in the horizon. But the minute the hoofbeat sound of Tylos's mighty horse, it just disappears into the underbrush or like runs off. Tylos, as he goes along, is very audible, like not just the hoofbeats, but also the of the armor, like sort of, and along, and the sword, the mighty sword.
Half of Excalibur.
Yeah, exactly.
The movie.
It's all, yeah. He's just dramatically moving forward, and as he's going along this way, sort of moving up and around, you can see that even like as he's moving along and the sort of light glitters, Frogor, you notice that on multiple occasions, his horse will sort of pause, just temporarily stop for a second, and you will notice that Tylos sort of leans his head down and hears from his horse sort of like, and it's almost like he's listening or talking to him somehow or something. And then he sort of nods, and then you move along dramatically. He is the most awesomest looking knight of all time. Like, he just so cool all the time. And
Frogor spends the whole journey loudly muttering about how Ahatea would probably just prefer a cool knight like him, and Frogor's just not even worthy of being called a knight at all, and Hogor never talks to him, and Chickgor doesn't ever do what he asks it to, and it's not fair, and he's worked so hard and he's still just a rubbish knight. Very just self-pitying, like, and loud as well.
Ahatea in response is doing like the whole tired parent thing, like, when parents have like are like running on like 3 hours of sleep for a whole
I know
week.
it. Yes, I do.
You wouldn't.
And then the kids are cranky. Yeah, like doing the thing where it's like, yes, sweetie, yeah, yeah,
Totally worthless. Yeah.
yeah.
Nobody loves you.
He as he does this, and every so often he hears the whispering, and the way he does stuff is he doesn't just sort of turn his head. Like, he'll do this and suddenly he stops and his horse like magnificently wheels in place, and he'll say, "Good Sir Knight Frogor, are there any problems or concerns you have that I must be aware of?"
No, I'm just rubbish.
And he sort of pauses and says, "I think that's unlikely. Very well, on we go." And he turns around and then, like, continues to move in the same direction. He asks Toriel as you're going along. He asks a little bit about, like, sort of if you know anything about like a good forge in the area. Like, he's been looking for some like ways to do more armor crafting. Like, he says, "One of these small little plates here," and he points down to like this minuscule part of like the heel of his spectacular armor, and he's kind of like, "This I think has a slight mark on it, and I was hoping to reforge it. Do you have any idea where a forge like that might be available? Do you do any work like this?"
So perhaps I can ask another question first. Can I like apprise like what rough quality we're talking about here? Is this like way above average,
Way
or is
above
this like
average.
just very good?
No, I would say way above average. The other thing is, Toriel, this armor looks more antique. I mean, it's in beautiful shape. Like, it's functional. It's not ceremonial armor, but it definitely is like of an older style. It's not the modern, all the kids are wearing this kind of armor these days. Like, very functional and very impressive looking, but definitely older, you would say, in sort of design. But it's real impressive.
So yeah, Toriel has a look at it and says, "Well, I haven't come across something quite like this yet. And to be honest, I am more of I'm more familiar with carpentry myself."
And he nods and he says, "Oh, I see. Well, wait, carpentry. How much work have you been able to do with, well, let's say, wood trim? The fort itself is in desperate need of some repair. If you have any knowledge or ability to build, well, particular door frames or things like that, the fort could use this help.
Well, I'm sure I could help you fit a door or two.
And he says, "Excellent. This is good news. I am glad that I found you, unless you're a cultist, in which case I'll have to destroy you. But assuming you're not, I am glad that I discovered all of you at this time. Clearly, we have been led here by the Dragon Emperor's spirit itself." And he looks up. His horse slightly neighs. The light glints into Frogor's eyes, and all that. But you encounter no problems. You would have normally expected that you would have run into things, but you do not, as you are making your way there, one way or the other. And so, as you were sort of on your way up to the place and looking at it from a distance, he explains a little bit more, which is to say, we have been looking for this place, the Fort Malice, for some time, and we have done so because we are searching for ways to defeat Sathmog and Sathmog's cultists. And so, after some time, we discovered this fort. At that time, we thought we could rebuild it, make it into something that would again stand forth as a symbol of Eladane's might. And yet, it must be said, we are, well, slightly disappointed, I suppose you might say, in what it was that we found. You see, according to legend, the ruins of Fort Malice are home to an enchanted apple tree. That apple tree bears fruit of the purest gold, and it was planted by the last baron of this place, whose name was Stone Oak. We have come to Fort Malice because, first, we can use it as a stronghold, as I say, against the demons, but secondly, there are treasures which we heard might make it easier to defeat those demon creatures. And, as a result, we thought that we would find this mystical tree, and then we would be on our way. Sadly, though, although the mythical apple tree was in the courtyard, it bore only a handful of apples. The fruits were indeed golden, but when I bit into one, it did not break my teeth, as it would have if it were true gold. He seems quite disappointed at this, but in fact was simply golden in color, delicious in flavor, but not actual gold. But there
Wouldn't
is...
real gold also not crush your teeth, considering how soft it is?
It would have not mattered. Even if my teeth were crushed, I would gladly do so in the name of Eladane. And then he kind of looks up at the sun and then looks down at Frogor's bottle of teeth and sort of vaguely shakes his head a little bit and then says, in any case, our hope is that those that we find, if they are not cultists, can be used to find where this treasure actually is hidden. Clearly, it is not in this mythical apple tree. Or, if there is an apple tree, it is concealed elsewhere. But at least the one in the courtyard is not as we had expected it would be. As you...
So is it more of a table apple or more of a cooking apple? Like, do you make applesauce with it, or do you eat them raw, or what's it best used for?
I ate it raw on the assumption that that was the way that we would gain its power. Other than finding the core slightly difficult and the seeds a little troubling, I didn't really find much to like about the apple. It was fine, you understand, but it wasn't the apple, the one that we had been sent to find. And so
Well,
it was
have you
disappointing.
tried making like a pie of it or something? Maybe that's the key?
Perhaps. I will talk to you and my companions when we arrive. He looks back at you, Toriel. I must tell you, good elf, that there is a second reason that I am bringing you specifically. You see, there is a locked cellar that we have found beneath this keep. Perhaps that is where the real treasures are kept, we surmised. But inscribed... Say again, what?
That's where the friends we made along the way.
Yeah, exactly. Inscribed on the cellar door is some poem, which I and my 2 knight companions cannot read, but we do know that it was written in Elvish. So I was partly sent out, not just to find cultists, but to see if I could find anyone that could perhaps translate the poem, saying, rune, whatever it is, on the cellar door. And my hope is that once you arrive back with us, that you'll be able to translate this poem. If, as I say, you are not in fact a cultist.
So would he be unable to translate it if he was a cultist, or what's the logic here?
If he is, it is said that Sathmog's cultists cannot say the holy words of Eladane, and if they do, they will burn. Therefore, if he reads the poem and does not burn, then he is not a cultist.
So how do you know that you are not cultists if you can't read this poem?
And there's a long pause, and then just the helm turns gradually in your direction, and then turns back and says, "There are times when I have learned in my sensitivity training to allow certain claims to go unchallenged." And the horse then looks back separately. The rest of the, however, travel up there is relatively uneventful, but as you get closer to it, you can see that there are some fairly impressive looking walls and so forth that are here, and you know, which it's apparently, if it was old and so forth, it's been well taken care of, relatively speaking. And as you get closer, you can see that the storm clouds are beginning to roll in. And I should say that this is on the second day of travel. I skipped past that night because you had a knight who did not, you did not get attacked during that time.
During which we would have had a rest?
During which you would have had a rest, yes. And he would have protected you. He said that there were no need for anyone else to take a watch because he and his horse would keep watch.
So Frogor's disheartened can be cleared.
Yes. And the
Gifting
way
all
he
my
rests,
willpower
by the
points
way,
back.
is he sits down on like a stump, and he has his hands on top of the hilt of his sword in front of him like this. And when you all fall asleep, he looks like that. And when you wake up, he looks the exact same way. Just been staring out into the darkness. But by the time you get close to the fort, it is dark under the storm clouds that cover the misty veil, and there are raindrops and leaves performing a rustling, splashing dance in the gusty wind. Also joining in are the cones of light beaming at the forest from the top of the wall, from lanterns carried perhaps by guards peering outward but longing inward to the warmth of the keep. And let me see. So as he rides up to this place, he rides towards the gatehouse. And I think I have a map for you all with this.
Another map.
Another map. Just in case, I'm going to briefly blot out the map chat just so I don't spoil it for anybody.
And then blend and blend and blend.
Over here we have a happy little tree.
So Toriel would like to take this opportunity and talk to Artea and perhaps also that other knight and notify them of a thought he had, telling them you might want to keep what we found close. After having a look at his armor, this looks somewhat similar.
What? His armor looks like teeth? What are you talking about?
Frogor holds up the jar of teeth to compare. Yes, well, I suppose they're bright compared to their surroundings, sort of like him. Rattle.
Well, I think his armor is less yellowed than these teeth are. I think this one here might have been a smoker. Like pointed a bunch of particularly deep yellow teeth in the jar.
Yeah. Toriel gives another maybe like a little pat on the weapon he found in the dungeon. Before
Why
he
are you telling me
returns.
not to mention your hammer?
He gives you a nod.
That wasn't a yes or no question.
It was.
It was.
Sorry, everyone. I am trying to figure out why it's not revealing my map. And oh, that's why.
Because it's a cultist.
Because it's a cultist. No, I figured it out. Because it's doing the silly dynamic lighting thing, which I need to remember to turn off. Sorry. That now makes sense. Now we see the violence inherent in the system. Okay. So now I can hide all of it and then just reveal the part that I would like to reveal. Yay. Okay, now that all makes sense. Great. Okay. So now if I bring you all over here, and then I will be able to bring chat in as well. Here is... Okay, I have moved the party ribbon there. All right. Which means you now should be loading up. And okay, and now we put this back on, and chat should be able to see if I did this all correctly. Hey, there we go. All right, and I can also say that we have got as well. Ah, no one saw that.
Fortunately, I wasn't looking at it.
Okay, good. It wasn't a big deal. This is also, I just want to make sure that I'm revealing the right things at the right time, which is the outer wall of this place, which, as I say, looks fairly impressive. Okay.
Looks a bit debilitated, huh?
I wasn't looking.
Someday I will learn how not to do that, but it is not this day. Okay. Reveal area. Let's do that.
I'm patrolling the moat. Patrolling the moat.
Okay. And there's that. And
God, I
then
love
this
that
one.
fox.
What is that from?
Meet the Feebles.
Meet the Feebles.
From the director of The Lord of the Rings.
Yes. Okay. So let's get some different kind of music here. We don't need the default template anymore.
Yeah, I have not seen that movie. I know of it, but I have not seen Meet the Feebles.
Very good.
So I've heard.
Good. Okay, so all right. Let's go with let's say no, we don't want abandoned. We want to go with any of those things. Okay. No, we want to go with there we go. Perfect. That's what I thought.
Fox's name is Sebastian.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course.
So, of course, what?
Nothing.
The name
Nothing.
makes him more
Tra-la-la.
attractive?
Maybe.
Maybe?
Okay. Right. As you head up to the gate, you can see that the fortress is 5 meter high and equally wide double gate of bronze. Must have once been an impressive sight. Now its surface, though, is green as the moss that has taken hold along the edges. but the outline of a coat of arms, which is a tree with golden apples, is barely visible, and the gate is slightly ajar. And the double gate, its double gate is slightly ajar. And in front of you, as riding up, is, of course, Tylos the Knight. And he comes up to the outside of it, and he says, "We have returned. Come forth. Aldenil." Sorry, not Aldenil. I beg your pardon. Isidelia.
Sorry, not Aldenil.
Wrong names. Isidelia. Nicleon, I have returned. And there's sort of a pause, and then you can see these two lights that I mentioned, these torches, as being held, and you can see that one sort of leans over the top of the balustrade, I guess, looking down at you.
The crenellations.
Yes, and is holding a torch.
Crenellations.
And says, "It is good that you have returned, Tylos. Who do you bring with you?" "I bring with me either cultists of Sathmog or, well," and then looks back.
Not cultists of Sathmog, which are the only two options available.
"Or collectors of teeth. I have brought them back so that they may be judged. Also, I have
You
with me,"
said vetted.
and he sort of like nods and he sort of like looks at you and nods. "Yes, vetted. Also, I have brought with me an elf." And there's a pause, and then the one holding the torch, and you can her voice is a little higher, and says, "An elf. That is good news. I agree. May we enter?" "Yes, and may the flame keep you warm." And she leans back over, and then she calls down, and she says, "Nicleon, Tylos has returned." And there's sort of a pause, and then the gate in front of you starts to be pushed open slightly. And let me bring y'all inside. Here. Okay. Go down like this.
And now I don't have control of my character. I had it when I put the thing down there, but now I don't.
Oh, really? Oh, well, I can...
I also have lost control of my character.
That's strange. All right, I will give you
Hello,
control
control.
back. Control, wait, represents character.
Crocs, to put your token down, you have to drag
Do
and
that.
drop your character name from the journal tab.
Yep, but I cannot control him either.
Okay, I will fix that in just a second. That represents Chuff.
Oh, I can't get through the gate. I'm locked
Okay.
out.
As am I.
It's so fun. It's like the... Okay, so Frogor, you can be controlled. You can be controlled. Toriel, let's get you controlled appropriately. There we are. And, okay. So now you should be able to control yourself. Just confirm that you can.
Yes.
Oh, sure. He can go inside.
Just making sure everyone can get inside.
I have to take a detour, but it works.
Okay. Now, let's see if I can... If I
Can
have
go
a...
through the gate, but can go on top of the gate and then down the stairs, apparently.
I want to see if I have... If I have this knight here in a token. Give me a second, I'll see. Ah, yes I do.
By the way, out of curiosity, does the text actually say coat of arms?
It does. And I was
Oh,
waiting for you to
hallelujah.
ask me because you can actually do a little bit of a thing to find out more. So give me a second and I will...
Would Ahatea care about heraldry, though? That is a question.
Oh, that...
Frogorm would. Not, that doesn't imply that he would be good at it, but it's a knight thing, so...
It's true. Okay. So...
Can you get...
They have these, but they don't have... For some reason, they don't have Tylos, and I don't know why. You'd think they would.
Because he's a cultist.
Secretly. Boop, boop, boop. Okay.
I mean, it's just a different cult, right?
Yeah.
These are the sun cultists, the other the moon cultists, and then
No,
there's the
it's a
demon
good
cultists. It's
cultist,
all the
okay?
same thing.
We're the good
totally
guys.
cultists. Yeah.
Okay.
Sure you are.
All right. Well, I'm not going to look for it now. But we will. I'll just use something. Let's use this. Okay.
Yeah, he looks very paladin-ish.
Yeah, you're right. It doesn't look right. I'm trying to come up with one that's got more of a.
Can just use one of my drawings from. Oh god, what was the name of the book again? Where I drew the knight who was just always wearing his helmet.
Yes. Oh.
God, what was his name? And what was the book?
It's an excellent question. Okay.
1 second.
Okay. All right. So.
Oh, I did not write down the name for the book.
Oh.
Well, but his name was Sir Grendelthorpe.
Sir Grendelthorpe. Yes, that's right. Okay.
Good. I misheard you the first time. Ooh.
Okay. So, okay. So when you get inside, you can see Tylos greets dismounts from his horse, and then strides over to his companions, and they do the classic forearm to forearm, grasping thing, and he says,
The no homo hug, as they say.
supposedly, he says,
Frogor is taking notes.
yeah, dramatically.
No homo.
Is it? And he says, Isidelia, Nikleon, it is good to see you are well. And they say, we are glad to see your return, Tylos. But you say you have brought cultists to us. And he holds up a hand. He says, I cannot say that for certain. According to this one, and he points to Chuff, who is a wolfkin and I believe is not a cultist, these three are not cultists. And, of course, this one, and he points to Toriel, is an elf. And the other two sort of nod solemnly. And the two come up to you, and the other two come up to the four of you and look and say, And the one who calls herself Isidelia says, so Tylos says that he is not certain if you are a cultist or not. I would ask simply, do you wish to do evil?
I would like to have tea, if that's all right. I don't know if you classify that as evil or not.
I would like to have real teeth so that I may eat my batritos and chew them up properly, because at the moment they get really gummy in there because all I can really do is I gum them, and I feel like I'm really missing out on the experience of the batrito if I can't, so yeah, that's what I would like.
And they sort of look at you, and Nikleon says, your words are strange, but I believe that, actually his voice be even deeper, your words are strange, but I believe what it is that Tylos says. It is possible that you may be cultists and not realize it. Have you been anywhere recently where you may have come into contact with, for example, a curse?
No. She lies.
To be
fair, she does not believe that there actually was a curse. She thinks the goblin was talking nonsense.
Right.
So,
we don't believe in curses.
And
well, I do believe in curses, but I don't think we have met any actual curses lately. So
there's a long pause, and then Tylos says, you should, for indeed curses are all around us. The curse of Sathmog. The only way to avoid them is to stand only in the light. And for some reason, Frogor, even though it is under a storm cloud and it's heading towards nighttime, his armor miraculously glints into your eyes again.
Well, I
And
think
you,
there's
J.J.
one
Abrams.
particularly good curse, but I don't think it would be appropriate for people to say. You see, Frogor is still very young.
I believe, Tylos says to his companions, that perhaps we may get some help from this elf who calls himself Toriel. And it is for that reason that I have brought him and his companions here. If he can help us, they will not be cultists. If they are not cultists, then they will, first of all, not burn, and secondly, will be able to preserve Eladane's might against the evil of Sathmog. And the other two nod solemnly.
In my experience, most people are capable of burning no matter what their occupation is, so...
True. All of us, Tylos says, can burn in the fires of anti-Eladane's sin. And he looks off, and as he looks off, Hatea, you have this very strange experience of looking and seeing smoke in the direction he's looking. And for a moment, you sort of are like, what? And then you realize there's a bonfire that is burning down here of some kind.
Down where?
To the
Okay.
southwest.
In the southwest,
I had to
right
zoom out.
here. And I will also show it on here. Yeah.
Ooh, do you have any marshmallows?
Well, there's something funny about this, actually, as you say that. Because
have marshmallows?
it is now just a sort of bed of embers, but it's still smoking and smoldering, and it looks like it must have been huge, like a real bonfire. And Isidelia says, marshmallows would not have worked at a place like this. It was a bonfire for more serious matters. They all nod solemnly.
Ah, I see. S'mores.
and so they don't make any response at all. You think it's likely that the Dragon Knights were not exactly born with a sense of humor, or at least it has been purged from them.
I was going to say it has been
It
excised.
has been excised. and so Nikleon says, well, if they're here for the reasons you've said, then we should bring them down to the cellar immediately. And Tylos says, before they do that, perhaps they should sit at least by the bonfire and warm themselves after their journey. And then we will bring them down and see whether these be cultists or potential volunteers for our cause. And the others again all nod solemnly. Every time they nod, by the way, they nod in unison. I need to make that clear.
Wow, they're kind of culty, aren't they?
And they, so Tylos heads off and says, if you would come hither, you may warm yourselves at the fire. He comes this way. And Nikleon says, I must return to my work by the cellar, but I will look forward to seeing you there. Welcome to Fort Malice, and welcome to the assistance of our order. And he nods and then zoop, disappears. Isidelia stays, however. When you get close to this, it is very, very large, as I said. It must have been significant. And there are a lot of these smoldering ashes, like a huge pile of smoldering ashes, but there is still some warmth left over. And now that you're here, you can see some of the rest of the inside of the fort. Most of it is closed off, or at least a lot of the doors are closed off. But there are some things that are notable. In particular, and I want to mention this because Chuff and Toriel are right nearby, so they're able to see it probably most closely, is this thing right here. Because this is definitely a tree, as you can see, a half-dead tree, and it doesn't look like much. It's a sprawling, sort of bone-dry crown covered in wrinkled bark, and it's bare, but there are a handful of small yellow-red fruits. And around it is a meter-high stone wall, overgrown with thorns so dense that the circle of marble at its top is barely visible.
Small yellow fruits.
Frogor would
Quite
like to.
tree, clearly.
Frogor would like to hop over mallardly and eat a fruit.
Indeed. Hey, what's up, Board Game Heaven? It's going very well. Love this system so much. So, you said you're going to go over and do what? Try to eat a fruit?
Yeah, have a good little jump,
Okay.
Boing!
Let's see. So, when you get close to it, okay, first of all, I would like...
Smacks your hand and says, "Hey, how would you like it if somebody picked an apple off you?"
It's funny. It's just what I was going to say. No.
It's the Wizard of Oz. Of course that's what you were
No,
going to say.
that's right. I'd like you to make a bushcraft roll for me, please, Frogor.
Is it meets it, beats it in
Yes,
this
it
system?
does. Even though bushcraft isn't normally your thing, you can see that you get up close that the tree is indeed withered, but small pale green buds on some of the lower branches show that it is still alive. And there are also a couple of fruits kind of hanging from the branches. The last thing is that carved into the marble surface at the top of the wall, so like, standing where like when you jump up you can see, are ancient letters. And you don't know exactly what the letters, it seems to be in some ancient language that you can't read, but there are ancient letters of some kind. So, that said, you can hop up, you can grab a fruit if you wish, and then you said you wanted to eat it?
Yep.
And
whomsoever eats the fruit
right,
of this
exactly.
tree shall be cursed.
Tylo says, now wait, but you have already consumed it. So when you eat it, it is, first of all, delicious and filling, Frogor. When you eat the fruit, immediately your belly just feels totally satiated. Like you're just like the best meal. And so Tylo sort of marches up next to you and says, Sir Knight, you must learn to curb your impulsiveness. That could have been dangerous. How do you feel? Are there any ill effects?
I feel like I could have another one, to be honest. Sorry, I went Welsh there.
That would be deeply dangerous, curiously Welsh frog that is not a frog but a mallard.
Fruit that makes you speak Welsh.
Exactly, yeah, you eat the apple and you immediately start speaking Welsh. And says, that would be dangerous, but I am glad that you are not immediately falling over and consumed with fire. That suggests that you may indeed not be a cultist, but we don't know yet for certain. In any case, Sir Knight, your bravery will be required elsewhere, not at the foot of this tree. Now, I need to know, and I see the time, we're going to stop in a sec. Toriel and Chuff, I need to know what the two of you are doing, and then Ate, I have something I want you to do as well, but start with Chuff and Toriel.
So Toriel would like to take this opportunity and also go over to the tree to have a look at like the surrounding stone circle you said that had carvings on it.
Yes. I would like you to make a languages roll for me, please.
Oh boy.
And you can do this, by the way, at a boon, sorry, I should have said.
Oh wait, okay, then I don't need to roll.
I mean, you're welcome to do it at a Bane as well if you want, but
yeah, I mean that would be sort of not
much better.
Better, but not enough.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But it
half
seems
still's not enough.
It seems vaguely. It's like you sort of understand the letters, but not the words somehow, Toriel. This seems familiar to you, but not enough that you can make it out. But
He knows the script, but not the language.
yes.
Yes.
Chuff, what are you doing?
Chuff is going to walk over and he has seen quite a few trees in his time. And he is going to step over and climb over the wall and like really examine the tree itself and the soil that it's in to determine if he can figure out why it is in this state.
As you look at it, and go ahead and make I guess this would be bushcraft, I guess. Maybe not. Let me take a look. It might be...
Like half expected him to, just mark his territory.
Oh, jeez.
Patience.
Bushcraft.
Patience.
Yeah, bushcraft. It would be bushcraft. Let's give that a roll. Ugh.
No.
Yeah, you don't know. It's
But I'm going to push.
okay.
And that's just clicking a little clock thing.
That's right.
There, right? Clicking the little clock thing there, right? Thank you.
Okay. So a closer examination. Very, very old. And the tree itself, the bark does not feel like regular bark. It almost feels like petrified wood or something that feels harder and more almost stone-like in texture rather than branch-like. And yet clearly little buds on it alive in some way. Never seen anything like this, Chuff. But it's alive and yet not what you would assume is a tree or not what you would expect to be a tree. And as you're looking up at the tree, Ahatea, I would like you please to make... Oh, first can you make a Myths and Legends roll because we forgot about that coat of arms that you mentioned.
Oh.
So I want to talk about that
Well,
very
I
quickly.
did mention that I don't know. Well, I guess.
It's because you noticed it, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have any idea. That's fine.
Yeah, because I'm like, you know.
I know.
I have a screw loose
I'm
about
aware.
heraldry, so that's
Um,
not to reflect on my character. But no.
On the very edges of the embers, you think you see something white, Ahatea, that's sort of peeking over the embers.
Peeking over the embers?
As in, like, there's embers are it's half buried, but like the top of it is like visible above the embers.
Like sand-ish, or what are we talking about here?
No, something solid inside the embers. Like the embers are covering something solid.
Oh.
And you see the top of whatever the solid thing is.
Okay.
But you would have to, like, reach into hot embers to get it.
Or I could grab one of the sticks on the outside
That's true.
and poke at it.
When you pull it out and it rolls out in front of you, you see you are looking at a human skull. And I would like you to make a healing check for me quickly, please.
Are the teeth still intact?
I was just about to say that.
Teeth.
What was it healing, right?
It's like Dragon
That's another demon!
Woo! Yay!
Age. So, Joe, unless you want to push it. Do you want to push it?
No.
Okay. So...
Well, no. It's a human skull.
It's a human skull, and the only thing
Human or humanoid?
No.
Can I tell the difference?
It is a human skull, definitely.
Okay.
And you don't know what you can't know any of the details except this. It looks recent. Which is a perfect place for us to bring our session to a close for today. A recently
What? Crazy culty paladins burning non-believers? Shocking.
They're seeking other cultists. What are you all talking about? I'm so excited for this. And this all started, by the way, chat, with a random encounter that led them in this direction. So I'm super excited to see what they discover. Okay, I'm going to go the other direction. I'm going to start at the top this time. I'm going to ask Crocs whether Crocs participated in the game session today.
Yes, I was physically and mentally present.
You were physically and mentally present. Yes, indeed. What would you like to mark?
For that unbelievable feat of presence, I would like to mark awareness.
Okay, sounds like a plan. Did you explore a new location?
I believe I did.
Sure
We
did.
walked through a new forest.
Absolutely. Did you defeat one or more dangerous adversaries?
No.
I do not think so. I agree. Did you overcome an obstacle without using force?
I tried my best at not bashing this guy's head in, so probably.
You overcome an obstacle, with the obstacle being what? Your own desire to bash his head in?
No, I assume he wasn't particularly friendly to begin with, so I had the impression there was a real chance he would just attack us, all right?
There was. That is fair to say. So I will give you that one. Did you give in to your weakness?
No.
Okay, so we're looking at 3 marks. And then, did you roll any... I don't think you rolled any demons, so...
Nope.
Or dragons? Okay. So just 3 marks. Okay, what are the other 2 marks? Sorry, I know you said awareness is 1.
I'm gonna put one on languages.
Okay.
Just I have a hunch.
Yep.
And I think I will put another one and try my best at brawling.
Love it. Let's see what you get when you
Somebody
do this
wants
thing.
to punch a paladin.
Oh well.
That's good. Remember, you want high here because that's how you know you actually advance in this case. Sorry. Yeah, no, that's right. Yeah, that is what you want. You want the higher.
Yes.
So you did not advance in brawling, but you did advance in awareness, and you did advance in languages. So good stuff. Crocs, I enjoyed. I'm very curious to see what Toriel is going to. Why they keep being so interested in the fact that Toriel is an elf. That's going to be very interesting to see how Toriel sort of deals with all that subject. And I was also interested to see what, as Toriel was kind of making his way through, what Toriel thinks about in terms of like artisanship, craftsmanship, woodwork. There's going to be some stuff that's going to deal directly with Toriel's, I wouldn't say backstory per se, but like Toriel's interests, let's put it that way, / characteristics in the sessions to come. How'd you feel about today? Where will the lovely folks find you next?
It was, as always, it was a blast. A lot of chaos, the good kind.
Yes.
And I'm very much looking forward to what this lovely party of perfectly aligned individuals gets itself into next.
100% perfectly aligned.
So yeah, I'll be here the next time around to apply Dragonbane.
That's right. I am excited for it. Thank you, Crocs. Good stuff today, as always. Okay. Tari, Ahatea obviously had a lot of good things going on, too. Did you participate in the game session, Tari?
Yes.
You did. What are you going to mark?
Myth and legend.
What are you marking?
I'm taking myths and
Myth and
legends.
legend. Did you explore a
hate
new
this word.
location?
Yeah. Yes.
You did indeed. What are you going to mark for that?
I'll take elementalism.
Okay. Did you defeat one or more dangerous adversaries?
No, I don't think so.
Don't think so. Did you overcome an obstacle without using force?
Does the paladin count?
Yeah, I think insofar as you kept the paladin from attacking you, I would say yes.
Yeah.
So I would
okay.
say you did. Although I reserve the right to say that obstacle could return. I don't know that you got him. He's not 100% on your side yet, but yes. We'll say yes for now. So what are you going to mark for that?
I'll take languages.
And did you give in to your weakness?
Yes.
That's an easy one. All right, and you had
Yeah,
2
that's
demons, didn't you?
Oh yeah, baby.
Oh my goodness. All right, 2 demons. Okay, so let's see. That's a lot of advancements. Let's see what we get.
Wait, I need to pick a final thing. Acrobatics for all the climbing. Right. Okay.
Wow. Okay, so you did advance on. You did not advance on a. Okay. What is all this? Okay.
Okay, I advanced on acrobatics.
Yep.
I did not on awareness.
Yep.
I did on healing.
Yep.
I did on languages.
Yep.
And I did on myth and legend, and I did not on element.
Elementalism. Good stuff. So, but a good number. That's
Very
a
good.
lot.
Oh
I
yeah.
think that may be the most that we've had on a marks like so far. I think that was a
Yep.
lot.
Oh yeah. All
Good-
the skills.
Good stuff from Ahatea. I really appreciated the idea that I was loving the post-it note marked grimoire while like you're like, no, look how organized it is.
I
And all
do.
this stuff.
I
know,
do
I
have
know
a
it.
poster.
Oh, I know. I'm fully aware. And
Like
the
color coded and everything. Like,
while
look at
also
this.
dealing with this dragon knight. I loved it. I love the organization.
She's
level.
German. She's very precise.
Very precise, very organized. It was good stuff, and I was enjoying both that, and I love the sort of trying to make Frogor feel better when Frogor was sort of like, I'm not no, you're fine. It's you're doing a great. Just the tired parent description was very apt. I think.
Well, I mean, she was exhausted, so.
Yeah, exactly. So it all totally fit. How did you feel about today's session, Tari? Where will the 5 folks find you?
Oh, this was hilarious as always. Very much enjoy this game. This group very much. Like some very 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 good stuff here. Yeah. People can find me in 2 weeks, I think.
Yes, for our game book illustrations.
Game book illustrations for what's the name of the book?
Fuels Gold.
Fuels Gold.
Yeah.
For what's the name of the system?
Oh, Car Wars.
Car Wars.
Yeah. The classic.
Which we haven't done in a long time. Like
right.
I think we've only done one book so
We've
far.
only done one of those
series.
books. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which was got some of my favorite art out of the whole series. I think.
Yeah.
I did get to draw Donald Duck Mad Max style for that one.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that one.
That's right. Yep. That's right.
So ducks are precedented.
It was. Yeah, I was gonna say it was like a foreshadowing of this experience.
Yeah. It was all foretold in the ancient texts. People can find me for that. Besides that, people can find me on Tumblr, on Blue Sky, and on Kara.app, and Taritus, where I post my art, including of this game, where I will occasionally draw things like, for example, the other day where I drew a visualization of how her staff works.
I loved
with
it.
A little comic attached.
I have to talk to Tari off stream about seeing if we can get just the splash screen drawing that she did of the characters. And I probably can't get away. I should ask Free League. I probably can't get away with putting Dragonbane at the bottom. Although I'd be like, listen, you people are missing out if you don't feature Tari's art more regularly. So I should at least try that. But if they say no, at least to be able to do the drawing for the shirt, because I'd like to put that as part of our official merch that we do. And then I would buy a shirt for all of the lovely people in this group, because it's 100% a drawing that I would love to be wearing that shirt. Like, just going to say that right now. It'd be pretty awesome. You should obviously follow Tari for all the things. Tari, great stuff today, as always. Excited to see what Ahate gets into next time. Tren. Chuff also had a very eventful session with both Grub and also with dealing with this knight. I was really cracking up at the whole, like, are you sure they're cultists? Like listen, here's what I know. It's like, I don't know what to tell you. They're not. So, did you participate in the game session, Tren?
Did.
You did. Did you explore a new location?
Yes.
You did. Did you defeat one or more dangerous adversaries?
No.
I didn't think so. Did you overcome an obstacle without using force?
Probably the same sort of thing,
reason,
yeah.
Yep. Did you give in to your weakness?
Nope.
And did you roll any demons or dragons?
I don't think so.
So what 3 things then are you marking for today?
I don't know. I haven't really thought about it.
Think about it. Think about it now.
Oh, all right. I should probably do that. I think I'll go with... is it just skills, or can I mark anything? Like charisma?
I believe skill.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then in that case,
And
I
mark
will do bushcraft, because duh. Of course I'm going to do that. I imagine he was probably hunting and fishing during a portion of the stuff, trying to keep us, fed and whatnot.
I would think.
And for number 3, since he did hide when the night first showed, I'm going to go ahead and mark seeking.
Okay. By the way, I should ask 2 things. Did anyone act in a way that clearly went against your weakness?
No.
I don't think anybody did, right? Okay, I'm just checking. And the other thing is, keep also, for those of you getting close on some of the level numbers, I don't know if anyone is close to 18 or is sitting at like 16, 17, somewhere in there for one of your skills. But if you do get a skill up to 18, you get a new heroic ability of your choice. So I don't know what everyone's highest number is. Like, does anyone have like a 16?
No, I have a 15. That's the closest thing.
So 15 is probably the
highest.
Okay, got it. All right, cool. Thanks.
Now, pushing that roll doesn't do anything, right? Because I succeeded.
Right. That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And let us see what kind of avancements we get.
The first time, nothing got advanced.
Nothing.
Wow. You learn nothing. No, I'm just kidding. It's because those numbers are all pretty high, though. That's why. I mean, they're all 14.
That's part of it. And the other is that on balance, we've already had somebody get more advancements than we've ever had before, and now we've had somebody get less advancements.
That's right.
than we've
Tari
ever
took
had.
yours, so that's that's just how
Yeah.
it goes. And that's
Yeah, she did.
Tari like gradually moves out. But yeah, Chuff had some really interesting things with the knight. I was very curious to see how Chuff was going to react to dealing with this knight, and also with these other three, especially two in particular, interesting individuals that you're like don't know what to make of. I don't think Chuff has quite as many concerns about Toriel as you might about Ahate and Frogor. But in any case, and so I was really enjoying seeing those connections, and I'll be very curious. I like the idea, your instinct to kind of go and check out the tree. And it'll be interesting to see if you draw any conclusions from that and what you discover about this odd place of Fort Malice as well. Also, good jokes about vetting. How'd you feel about today's session? Where will the fine folks finish it?
Not just about vetting, but about mastication.
Oh, yes. That was
so
that was deliberate. I was a softball.
Oh. No.
Come on, Trent. Come on now. Come on. Really?
No. Don't get on this one. Don't get me started.
It's not even 3:30, man. For you,
it's 12:30
here.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
I say it every time. How wonderful it is to play with these people. Maybe I shouldn't say that right after the anyway. Yeah, it's great stuff. Where will you see me next? Here, day after tomorrow.
Yes,
for audiobook stuff.
For our voice book narration conversation, which you're definitely going to want to be here for, to hear Trent's thoughts about audiobook narration, along with C.S. Ikuni and Andrew Hiller, who wrote Hornytown Chutzpah, and who did the audiobook along with his sister, who does audiobooks. So a lot of audiobook stuff we're going to be talking about. Thank you, Trent. Good stuff today. Sorry about no advancements, but, still.
It happens.
It happens. And last but certainly not least, Bruce, I will ask you if you participated in the game session.
I did.
You did. What are you going to mark?
Ooh, persuasion, please.
Persuasion. And yes, I'll talk about that in a minute as well, Prince Justin. I definitely want to let people know about that. I brought it up at the beginning, too. Did you explore a new location, Bruce?
I did.
And so for that, you want to mark?
Swords, please.
Okay. Did you defeat one or more dangerous adversaries?
No.
I agree. Did you overcome an obstacle without using force?
I don't think that I can claim that I helped in any way with this knight. In fact, I was overall a detractor in the situation with the knight.
You were overcome by the obstacle.
It was
Yeah.
damn funny,
Oh,
though.
it was extraordinarily funny, but I think you're probably right. However, there's good news, because unless I missed my guess, you gave the hell into your weakness, did you not?
Yeah, I ate the heck out of that mystery fruit.
That's what I thought. Yeah, I pretty much was like, that's a mark. So what do you want to mark for that?
I would like to mark bartering.
Lovely. All right. And did you have any demons or dragons?
Nope.
Okay, so then go ahead and make your advancement roll, please. What did we get? Aha! Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, we did get that. Yep. So did not advance in bartering or in swords, but did advance in persuasion, which was already pretty high. So that's kicking that up to 15 now, which is pretty good. Bruce, really good stuff from Frogor. I mean, yeah, that's absolutely hysterical, the stuff going on with the knight. And then, everything is just like, this knight's so much cooler than... For anyone who's read The Last Unicorn, it reminds me a little bit of watching... when Jack Jingly and that crew sees the actual Robin Hood, and they're just kind of like, they're just depressed. They're like, no, that's what the actual Robin Hood looks like. Anyway, that's what that whole thing was reminding me of. It was very funny. And then also, figuring out what, trying to be the right kind of knight and what you're going to learn from things and taking notes. Like, for example, the hug notes were very funny too. And so I enjoyed that a lot. And we'll be interested to see whether or not how Frogor acts as a knight towards this other knight that's also a little overzealous maybe in their knightly pursuits. We'll see. How did you feel about today's session with that, and where will the fine folks find you next?
Yeah, so I'm pretty happy. I think this is a big sort of learning moment for Frogor, who's just come off the back of defeating, a bad knight. And of course, if you compare yourself to like the worst knight ever, you're going to feel like a great knight. But now coming across all these like super shiny and capable knights who are fervently serving their cause, it's definitely like a different experience for him and a bit humbling, I think. So yeah, hopefully he'll learn from it, or he won't. Uh, so yeah, I always have loads of fun playing Frogor and just playing with all of you. Everyone's just so much fun. Yeah. So yeah, you'll find me next in whichever happens soonest between this and the Buy the Dice Roll campaign.
That's right, which hopefully I have not yet gotten final confirmation on whether By the Dice Roll has a session coming up during ArvCon. We will talk about that maybe. But regardless, you will definitely see Bruce at both of those things. Sadly, chat, it's going to be a couple of weeks now before another Dragonbane. I know you've gotten used to it. You're like, every Tuesday it's Dragonbane. But you will get more of them coming up in June. So fear not, more Dragonbane to come. Thank you, Bruce. Great stuff today. Great stuff from all of the wonderful players. Chat, can we get some love for this amazing group of Crocs, of Tari Tunes, of Trend Sparks, and of Undeveloped Bruce? Thanks, everyone. Great job, crew. I will see you all soon. Bye.
Bye.
Not goodbye forever. Just goodbye for now, Ray Fennick. Jeez. Bye for now. Alrighty. Good stuff. Yeah, really, really enjoying this campaign so much. I really am I really like the system. There's a few things that I might be like, well, there's a few things that I'd like to see sort of adjusted. I'd like to see some sort of like the equivalent of like an insight check that I don't think this one really has per se. I always have to kind of jury rig it a little bit. So I'd like to see more of that. There are different things here and there, but in the whole, I've really enjoyed this a lot. And there is a kind of, broad strokes sort of thing about this that I enjoy. I mean, it is sort of like mirth and mayhem. And I'm like, it is. Mirth and mayhem is definitely what it is. And so I've been really enjoying kind of looking at that and seeing how more of those things can be played into. And I like the advancement system a lot too. So it's good stuff. So, all right. But before we close up shop, we do have to finish with our voting. And so now is the time to do it. Wait a minute. What happened? Is Arcanusbot not here all of a sudden? Uh-oh. Well, I have the link up there. Boy, Arcanusbot lately has had a couple of problems where it does not, Okay. Thank you, Trippin. So that straw poll is the actual link to the poll, which is fine. Like, that's not a problem because we have this going on anyway. So as of right now, it is 6 Ages 2, Hollow Knight Silksong. Yeah. Thank you, Trippin. Solid 6 Ages 2, Hollow Knight Silksong, and Kathy Rain 2, Soothsayer. So get in your votes at that link right now, because in a minute I'm going to close that down. That is the game I'm going to be playing next Tuesday. 2 Tuesdays from now, which will be the Tuesday after ArvCon, we will be playing, Tari and I, our game book illustration. It'll be a nice chill post ArvCon stream, which I'm looking forward to as well. I'm looking forward to ArvCon a lot, obviously, but I'm looking forward to the post, sort of the warm glow of the success of having brought together the community and all that kind of good stuff as well. So we are tied up right now. We got 4 votes for Hollow Knight Silksong, 4 votes for 6 Ages 2. So now is your chance to get into 2 Tuesday. Now's your chance to get in that vote and see what we got. So please get in your votes now. Please get in those votes now. and then we will close up shop. Also, I will be over at GOG.com's Twitch channel at the top of the hour with starting a new game, not new overall, but new for me. Heroes of Might and Magic 3 Horn of the Abyss. It is a new campaign within Heroes of Might and Magic, and I'm going to be starting to do it, so it's going to be great. You can't change a vote in this poll, can I? You cannot, but it looks like it doesn't matter because, oh my gosh, you guys are going to make me play this, huh? Hollow Knight Silksong. I'll see. I don't know. I mean, I've done obviously some, platforming stuff, but good golly, Miss Molly, I'm it's going to be an interesting one. Let the punishment commence. I voted for something else, not my fault. 6 Ages 2 was close also, but we shall see. The thing is that I don't even think I played the original Hollow Knight. But I have seen some people playing it, and it's like extraordinary, and it's, like for the incredible, unbelievable, no one's ever been this badass of all time. Like that's, we'll be seeing about that. So I voted for 6 Ages 2 myself. No, it's fine. Listen, I also don't mind playing it. I'm looking for, a lot of it is beautiful. Like the music is beautiful, is really cool. The sort of graphical design is beautiful. I've watched some other folks play a little bit of Hollow Knight Silksong. So my friend Indy actually is a phenomenal player of Hollow Knight. So I am in no way talking down about the game. It's just a part of me is just like, can I do this? So, all right, here we go. Last chance though, chat. Last chance. Going once on this straw poll. Going twice on this straw poll. Yeah. Well, the HOM game, I'm probably going to end up playing over on GOG. Not on GOG. I may end up playing that game here after Tactical Breach Wizards. So I don't think you have to worry about nominating that. I'll probably do that anyway. But 6 Ages 2 and Mixtape both. I actually stopped by the Fun Factor pod, which is like Aiden Moore, from Dribble of Ink, Prince Justin, and was talking about, and I mentioned, I was like, hey, I heard you were trying to get affiliate. And, I stopped by and wanted to say hello. They were playing Metal Gear Solid. And they said, oh, they're like, yeah, I know you, Greg. They're like, I know you. I know your books. I was like, ooh, that's cool. And they were like, and I know Prince Justin. And I was like, oh, cool. So that was all very neat. They mentioned Mixtape, and they were like, you need, you're a musician, you need to check out Mixtape. So I've heard good things about it, and I saw a couple of other people playing it. So yeah, definitely nominate that for next time. That'll be definitely good. Gets an automatic nomination. Exactly. All right, Hollow Knight Silksong wins. Okay. It's gonna be a journey, Chad. It's gonna be quite a journey. But no, I'm looking forward to it. It should be fun. I am not down on that game at all. That is not a horror game or anything like that. So I am very cool with giving that a shot. All right, so that's what we'll be playing next Tuesday. Will be Hollow Knight Silksong. Now, as I say, I'm going to be over on GOG.com's Twitch channel in a little bit, playing Heroes of Might and Magic 3 Horn of the Abyss. That's a new campaign within that system, or at least new to me. A reminder that on Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern, we will have a special event featuring voice actors and specifically voice audiobook narrators, known as Trent Sparks and C.S.E. Cooney, and then Andrew Hiller, who wrote the book Hornytown Chutzpah from Athos Arts, and then did the audiobook of that, and along with his sister, who also does audiobooks. So we're going to be talking about audiobook stuff. So if that stuff sounds cool to you, you should check it out. And then we'll be playing Gloomhaven. Myself and Zach Clay will continue our Gloomhaven playthrough. This Saturday coming up is supposed to be Tactical Breach Wizards, but I'm warning everyone right now that I'm having so much fun with Magic the Gathering Forge that there is the adventure mode, that there is a world in which I might do that. I promise Tactical Breach Wizards will not be abandoned. I will return to it, and then when I return to it, I will eventually move on to the next game in the list, which is probably going to be Heroes of Might and Magic Golden Era. But I am just having a blast with MTG Forge, so I may do more of that. We shall see. It's going to be there. You want to reinforce these shelves? It's fine, Wraith Fennec. That stuff is fine. Those are not a problem. Look, they're totally like, they're holding on to those things like a champ. Those Lowe's level shelves are not going to have a problem with any of these things. They're strong. They've got the tools. They've got the talent. Some of those book stacks are structural. You know what's funny though? None of those book stacks, that literally there is a gap in each case. None of them are actually holding up the shelf below. Believe it or not. which is, probably a good sign. I had these before, and when we moved here, it turns out that it actually fit the perfect sort of like look of the rest of the room. So I'm super happy with my background and with this setup, and so that's why it all worked this way. So new giant patch for Civ 7 drops. Oh, nice. Okay, cool. So, all right. But so that's what's going on over the next week. And as a reminder, everybody, super important, I announced the sponsor list and the amount that we're donating today, our goal, I should say, today. ArvCon starts a week from this Thursday, one of the most important events we do all year. It will start with the pre-show on Thursday, the 21st, and then then the ArvCon will take place on Friday the 22nd, Saturday the 23rd, Sunday the 24th, and Monday the 25th. I have just received the names of the 3 scientists who are going to be part of ArvCon. We will be both interviewing them on Saturday, and then they will be doing the whole D&D thing on Monday. Although it won't be D&D, it'll be some game that Brandon O'Brien is going to be coming up with. And I believe Brandon O'Brien has announced that he's going to be using Gumshoe, the system Gumshoe, for the 3 scientists. So that's going to be a blast, all to benefit the Damon Runyon Cancer Research Foundation. And of course, the top prize is going to be Prince Justin's generously issued thing, which is, I'm going to show you all. I've showed it before, I'll show it again. This, except I have another one that is still wrapped. This is my copy, which I am honored that Prince Justin sent me. It has, as you can see, a stand to keep it up this way. And so this is going to go to the top donor for the event is going to get this, along with something else from me, a book that I'm going to be sending along also. So I'm very excited about the list. We are going to be talking to... I already started talking to the mods about this, about putting together what the list is going to look like in terms of mod coverage and stuff like that. So we'll be doing all of that, and it's going to be great. I can't wait. I'm super excited. That's what we got going on. So please mark your calendars for ArvCon, and please, if you're able to do so, donate generously, spread the word. We have raised over $40,000 to benefit Damon Runyon over the last 11 years of this event. This is the 12th annual version of it, and this is, I would love it if, honestly, we're sitting at about $40,500, something like that, lifetime. If we ended up like blowing past the $5,500 goal, and we ended up like getting $10,000 and we passed 50K, that would be huge, especially at a time when science itself is under attack. That would be a really good moment. So think about that, because we've made enormous progress. I don't know if anyone saw the latest news that there is new promising treatments for pancreatic cancer, which is one of the most deadly cancers because it's so hard to detect when it happens, before it happens. And so this is a way that would be is hugely beneficial. And there are numerous other examples of this. It's not just keep giving money and hopefully someday things will get better. Things have already materially gotten better for people who are dealing with cancer. And I have spoken over the years of this event to just almost, I would say, just as many people who are or who know survivors of cancer that they've dealt with, as people who have been touched by family members or friends passing away from cancer. I've run into a bunch of people who are survivors too, and they also give, because for them, this is about a gratitude for, the extra time that they've been given, which they really value. And so I'm very proud to be a part of this event and to put this event on again. So I will be announcing later in the week the participants, the schedule for the event and the participants in it. I announced the sponsor list today. We'll have 1 or 2 more added onto that list, but so we're moving ahead. We're ramping up for ArvCon, which is going to happen a week from this Thursday. But that's going to do it for me for now. I'm going to be over at GOG.com in about 20 minutes to play a new game, Heroes of Might and Magic 3. That's not the new part. Horn of the Abyss, that is the new part. So I hope you'll join me for that. If you like what you saw and heard today, I hope you will follow the channel. I hope you'll check out our YouTube with !ArvTube. Thanks for everyone who was watching over there today. Please subscribe there. It's free for you to do that. Really helps us out. Discord is !ArvCord. You can hang out with the Arvanauts in between streams. Blue Sky, !ArvSky. Where you can, Arcanus bot is back, huzzah! !Arv seems to be, let me see. Okay, great. Lovely. I just thanked Shadowed. We got that going on. We have got Website arvinelorang.com, financially !arv shop, !arv Treon. Subbing to the channel is really appreciated, as many of you did today. Thank you for that. You get those custom sub badges and emotes to use here, there, and everywhere across Twitch. On the also on the publishing front, Icarus, my graphic novel from Athos Arts, Library. That's my Tales and Tomes, The Forbidden Library. That's my 5e adventure and sourcebook from Alligator Alley Entertainment. Greyshade is my Greyshade IP. Greyshade Renegade Heretic, the Grey Assassin Trilogy, available at that link. You can also get the audiobook of Greyshade from those linked, Greyshade Renegade and Heretic, from our very own Trent Sparks there. And you can pre-order the tabletop role-playing game of Greyshade coming from Alligator Alley with Brandon O'Brien as the lead designer. You can also get that there as well. All from Greyshade. And as always, BLM, Black Lives Matter. Important to affirm and assert the significance and importance of Black lives. Help Now, the World Health Organization page on suicide prevention. Important to reach out to others when you need help and reach out to others when they need help as well. And Ukraine, UKRAINE, to help the people of Ukraine as they fight back against an illegal and illegitimate war with bravery and courage. And send the message, we'll do so for others in that situation in the future. Continued thanks and love to the wonderful people of Minnesota and Minneapolis who continue to fight federal occupation with bravery and courage in the same way, and really inspire all of us to continue doing the same. We are winning, and so thank you for your continued bravery in fighting that fight. I want to thank everyone who made this an awesome stream today. Thank you to my wonderful mods, Prince Justin, Triffity Mats, best mods in the business. Thank you to my wonderful Patreon supporters and subscribers, Prince Justin, Triffity Mats, Effect Life Nonstop. And thank you to my wonderful viewers. Thank you to Baron Valor, to Big Boss, to Board Game Heaven. Thank you to Selin. Thank you to Jagtris, to Wraith Fennec, as always, T-Bank, of course, the Airmaster, and Valerian Gamer. Thank you all for being amazing. I will see you folks at the top of the hour at GOG for Here's a Might and Magic 3, Horn of the Abyss. And I will see you back for more Dragonbane next month. But I will also, of course, see you on my own channel Thursday for that special voice acting event, followed by Gloomhaven with Zach Clay. Special thanks today to my wonderful Dragonbane crew of the amazing Crocs, the amazing Tari Tunes, the amazing Trent Sparks, and the amazing Undeveloped Bruce. Thanks, everyone. Much love to all of you, and I'll see you folks over at GOG in just a bit. Till then, everyone, please be good to each other, and have a good day.